Mama, how do you do? Hey, what's up? Baba, how do you do? Hey, what's up? Sister, how you do? Hey, what's up? Brother, how you do? Hey, what's up? Yeah, Shabab, my name CJ Uman. Yeah, Shabab, Anatani Indi Kalam. في جنوب السودان ديري سلام ديري أمان في ساوث السودان ديري سلام ديري أمان مانا يا غالي لجنوبين غالي ديري سلام أي مانا يا ويري لكل زول غالي ديري سلام سلام في بلادي فرح يجمعنا الملي أهلي الكريم اسمعنا سلام في بلادي وفرح يا ربي يضم لي أهلي الكريم اسمعني من يروسلم كلنا كل سلام أينو ماما يروسلم أينو جانا يروسلم سلم لومون بابا سلم لومون بابا سلم لومون يا جنوبي نستنقذ سوا يا جنوبي نجني سوا جنوبي مسيحيين ومسلمين يا جنوبي جيش ومواطنين يا جنوبي دكاترة ومهندسين يا جنوبي مثقفين وسياسيين يا جنوبي مزارعين وصيادين يا جنوبي نجي سوا بالسلام بوحدة وبأمان للسلام يا حسين للسلام يا حسين للسلام مشتاقين أنا دير سلام كلنا هنا سلام أينو ماما دير سلام أينو جانا دير سلام سلم لومون ماما سلم لومون ماما سلم لومون Mama, how do you do? Hey, what's up? Baba, how do you do? Hey, what's up? Sister, how you do? Hey, what's up? Brother, how you do? Hey, what's up?
Gani sawa ya kwani mashakil bijere salambi wansulu kanina kulu hibu badu ya jama mashakil bijere Salam Biwan Sulu. Salam alaikum. Alaikum salam. Salam alaikum. Alaikum salam. Salam dem abina di beti akwani. Na na na. Kan belet ma fi fogo salam dem abina di beleti akwani. Na na na. Kan chocolate ma fi fogo salam dem abina di chocoli akwani. Na na na. Salam alaikum. Alaikum salam. Salam alaikum. Alaikum salam. Peace is all we need in our families. In our country. Salam ya unina deiro. Fi Junub Sudan. Unana. Boss is second number one. Ako geni sawa, okot ma okot geni sawa, uye. Jeran ma jeran geni sawa, sapi ma sapi geni sawa, uye. Gebila ma gebila geni sawa, belet ma belet geni sawa, uye. Salam alaikum. Alaikum salam. Salam alaikum. Alaikum salam. Salam alaikum. Alaikum salam. Salam alaikum.
possess qualities that are unsurpassed by any fighter today. lost along the way of freedom. Let us honor William D. Saturnino Loboren, Ali Batalam, Ferdinando Goy. Many friends we lost along the way of freedom. Many heroes we lost along the way of freedom. Let us honor Clement Borok, Emmanuel Abur, Agri Jadin, Philip Labush. Many friends we lost along the way of freedom. Many heroes we lost along the way of freedom. Let us honor John Garang, Francis Ngor, William Nyon, Carolina Kwanyi. Many friends we lost along the way of freedom. Many heroes we lost along the way of freedom. Let us honor Yusuf Kouar, Pio Yukwan, Samuel Gaitu, Abdallah Shaw. Many friends we lost along the way of freedom. Many heroes we lost along the way of freedom. Let us honor Agerbu, Martin Manuel, Joseph Oduho, Nyachika Kachelo. Many friends we lost along the way of freedom. Many heroes we lost along the way of freedom. Many friends we lost along the way of freedom. Many heroes we lost along the way of freedom. Many friends we lost along the way of freedom. Many heroes we lost along the way of freedom. Many friends we lost along the way of freedom. Many heroes we lost along the way of freedom. Many friends we lost along the way of freedom. Many heroes we lost along the way of freedom. Many friends we lost along the way of freedom.
Welcome to Nile Nation Network. Welcome to Nile Nation Network. We're streaming live. Today, we welcome everybody. It's a new day. We welcome all the Nile Nation Network team. Can you guys hear me well?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. I just want to welcome everybody to Nile Nation Network. Today is a new day, and we have a different topic. We're streaming live. Please share with your friends, share with your network, your groups. Today is an important topic. Our today's topic is about the impediments to implementation of the peace agreement in South Sudan. It's really something very important to us. Today we're going to talk about the peace agreement. What are the obstacles? What are the things that made the peace not to go forward? Welcome. Please share the video, share with your network. And I would like to welcome all Nile Nation team members. And thank you. I'm Joyce Paul. I'd like to welcome Mr. Pel Jok, Mr. Mabor, Mr. William Goldit, and Mr. Simon. Yeah, welcome on board. Share, please share. It's an important topic today. And here we are, streaming live again, Nile Nation Network. Share with your friends. Share. It's about time we talk about the peace agreement in Sudan. Yeah, thank you. Mr. Mabor, you can go forward.
Jojo, thank you for welcoming me, and I welcome everybody, all Nile team. Like our sister Jojo said, the topic today is about impending to implement of the peace agreement in South Sudan, and also too is written in Arabic for those who can speak Arabic speaker. So it's already there. So yes. So now, as you've seen it, for those who are coming behind, so you will see it's written down there, the topic, and it's a huge topic. It needs all of us. If you feel, share it, please. Share it so people will know what does that mean. So, and the people who will elaborate this topic today and will try to bring this topic to you today is our brothers, William Goldit, and our brother Pel Jok, and our sister Jojo. So they will elaborate this to you from piece to piece before anybody will come and add what he want to add in. Like you've seen it there, impending to implementation of the peace agreement. That's it. So this is what we will be talking about now today. And it's a huge topic. It can even take us 20 hours, but we will limit it to some times. So the big point is that please call everybody, let them come here. We all need each other and come and talk about this, because it's concerning. If you are from east, from north, from west, from central, and from south, it concerns all of us. To each and everybody who is really concerned for his life or for his family life, this topic is concern for all of us, and you will come and give your opinion, what concern you a lot. And thank you. So I will welcome our brothers William to, before he put something, so we need a little song. We need 2-minute songs. So, and then our brother William will come in. And thank you.
Zaman ta kuruju jas, Yes, Kalina Kuruju. Yahote Samantha Kuruju ta Yuma. Usamantha Kuruju ta Welati. Usamantha Kuruju ta Yapa. Usamantha Kuruju ta Iti.
Thank you. Welcome our brother William. Brother William, welcome. You mute yourself. You unmute yourself, please.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I try from here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was saying thank you, Mabor. Thank you, Pal. Thank you, Simon. Thank you, Juju. And thank you to our audience. It's a great day indeed. As you said, the topic is huge. Impediment to implementation of the peace agreement in South Sudan. Yes, we have a peace already. But is it going in the way it should be? We don't know. But it's good to talk about it. What are the obstacles? This is what we, as people of South Sudan, we need to share, all of us. I will just go directly to one of articles of Revitalize Peace, Article 1.4, and then 3 and 1. This article is urging the government, not the people of South Sudan. Is urging the government, is saying this. Disseminate, oh my God, what is this? To disseminate the peace to Southern Sudanese people inside country, in different cities, refugees camps, in neighboring countries, and in diaspora, so that the people can understand and support and own peace, period. We have to preach the peace, the government, to tell all the people of Southern Sudan, so we own it and we support it. That is the duty of our government. Because we are exiting from the war to peace. So it is important that government preach the peace to the people wherever they are. But unfortunately, the people in Southern Sudan, there is a war everywhere. And instead of government coming to us and telling us We have to adopt the peace, and this is how we should adopt it. So it is important, since our government is not doing anything to tell us about the peace and ask it every Southern Sudanese to support it. We as a people who fought the war, we have a duty too to preach the peace if our government is not doing it. And it is important for us, of course, if we ask ourselves, do we as the people of Southern Sudan want peace? Answer would be yes. We fought with the Northern Sudan, all of us, because we need freedom. And when referendum came, we voted 99% of the population of Southern Sudan voted for the freedom. We need to be free. Unfortunately, 2013, we found ourselves in another war again. And the reason was very clear, that our government did not try to transform the institution to be a democratic institution. And we just start doing a corruption, and then later on we found ourselves in war with each others. Now this war has taken too much from every family in Southern Sudan, every tribe, every region. So yes, majority of us needs peace in Southern Sudan. And maybe the few people who are happy with what is going on now because of their situation, maybe they are not happy to have a peace. But I believe many people there need peace in Southern Sudan. So why do we want to do this as a citizen of Southern Sudan? I think it's very important that we talk about the peace. We own it, as the agreement is telling us, the article. We own it, and we hold our leader accountable, because they are not one who fought the war. We are the one who fought the war for our peace, for our freedom. So if they are not implementing the peace, and then we have to educate ourselves so that we hold them accountable, because they didn't fight this war. We, the people of Southern Sudan, we fought the war. As you listen to the music, how many heroes we lost them on the way for the freedom. A lot of heroes. Our brother is naming them one by one. And in this war, we lost too much. And that one is even worse than the first war, because we lost villages. We lost our livelihoods. And we are now all, Southern Sudan population, we are in diaspora, or we are in refugees camp inside our own countries, which never happened during the war between the North and the South. So for this time, yes, we need peace. So today, let us talk about what are the obstacle or impediment to the implementation of the peace in Southern Sudan. So we can look into it one by one, but I will come back again and share what I have with you, and everyone here will share, and maybe audience can help us also. Those who are there to help, they will help too. So we will, not of all of them, but maybe few of them, we can just talk about them. What are the obstacle, and what can we do just to make them work? Like the baby is starting to work, the baby has to fall down, and then until the baby is working properly. So it's the same thing. The peace is not going well. There are obstacles. We need to know them and who is behind them. And then how can we go from there? So thank you. I get back to you.
Thank you, Brother William. Yes, like our Brother William said, he said, the leaders They were not the fighters. We are the fighters, and then we fight this war. And now the leader are the people who are, we are listening to them with the wrong way that they do things, but they don't listen to us. Thank you, Brother William. Now, again, so I'm not an Arabic speaker, but I would like if someone should hop in with Arabic between Jojo and Brother Fel. So, Brother Fel, welcome. And I would like to hear some word in Arabic, so that will be great, but I'm not. So, welcome, Brother Fel. Okay.
Thank you, everybody. I think it's a privilege, really, to be here again. We know that the Nile Nation Network, it's here for a reason, so we can come educate ourselves, and not just only that, also to empower the grassroots, our people down there. We are not expert in anything, but we try to acquaint ourselves with all the topics that we ever hear, and then we come and talk about it. Yes, for sure. Today topics, it's impediments to implementation of the peace agreement in South Sudan. We know that the peace has been signed، أو زي ما أخ مبور طلب مني إنه أقول بالعربي. كلنا عارفين إنه اتفاقية سلام وقعت، أو اتفاقية سلام المنشط وقعت. والنهاردة عايزين نتكلم عن العقبات التي تعترض تنفيذ اتفاقية السلام. في مشاكل، في عواقب ما خلى اتفاقية سلام يمشي بالطريقة اللي احنا عايزينها. عشان كده جينا النهاردة بس عشان نحاول نعلم بعض أو ندي لبعض معلومات عشان نعرف عن السلام، وليه اتفاقية السلام ما ماشي بالطريقة اللي احنا متوقعينه. لكن خليني أتطرق شوية بس أتكلم عن السلام نفسها. I just like to maybe give a little of explanation about peace. I thought that before we go, what are the impediments or the obstacles that hinders the peace agreement? Let us know what is peace. People can describe it the way they want, but few individuals put their thoughts together and they put what could be the definition for peace. Peace is stress-free. It is a state of security and calmness. That's come when there is no fight or war. Everything coexists in perfect harmony and freedom. ما أحلى من ذلك، إنه السلام وضع نفسي بلا قلق ولا خوف، ما في خوف ولا قلق. ده السلام. برضو إنه نكون في وضع أمن تام، في سكون، حالة خاصة بنشعر بيها لما يكون ما في حرب وكل شيء في تناغم مع بعضها البعض، وكمان فيها حرية. في أحلى من كده يا جماعة؟ Is there is anything better than peace? Peace give you and me, it's give us love, give us hope, and it strengthen our faith. In peace, you can thrive, you can dream, you can multiply. السلام بيدينا المحبة، السلام بيدينا الأمل، السلام بيقوي إيماننا، وفي السلام نقدر أن نترعرع ونكبر ونحلم ونتكاثر. في السلام في حاجة أحلى من سلام؟ السلام برضو يتضمن العدالة. Peace include justice. So we don't need to think about peace where there is no justice. No, in peace there should be justice. يكون في عدالة. في السلام نشعر بالصحة. In peace we have good health, safety, well-being. وفي السلام we say hello. In peace, when there is peace, we say hello. And in peace, we say goodbye. في أحلى من كده؟ يعني السلام ليها قوة. It has its own power. It's very powerful. Look at all the things. In peace, people can go to moon. In peace, people can develop cities. In peace, people can do a lot of good things that they want. It's a power, sometimes we don't feel it, that it's there. Which we know peace is one of the God attributes that given to us. It's very strong. It's very powerful. We can do a lot of things in peace. But at the same time, peace also is fragile. يعني السلام رغم إنه فيها قوة نقدر إنه نمشي القمر، نبني مدن، نعمل الكثير، ننجح في حياتنا في حاجات كثير. السلام ليها قوة بس ما بنشعر به. لكن في المقابل كمان السلام ضعيف. The peace is very fragile. It's very fragile. It can be destroyed even just with a thought. Just فكرة ممكن يدمر السلام اللي عندك. leave alone when there is war, when there is fear, when there is chaos. See, the fear will just disappear. لما يكون في مشاكل، يعني صح قلنا بالفكرة، فكرة بس ممكن يشتت انتباهك، يعني يكون ما تحس بالسلام. لكن خليك من ده، الحرب برضه بيشتت السلام، يعني ما بتحس بالسلام. اعتقالات، ما بتحس بالسلام. السلام رغم انه قوي، لكن برضه في نفس الوقت برضه ضعيف. ممكن اي حاجه يهزه. It can be shaken by every small thing. When there is crisis, I kind of time myself here. I will continue later on, maybe explaining more about peace. But let me stop here just to tell you, peace is strong, peace is fragile. We can do a lot of good thing in peace. A lot of good thing. But at the same time, peace is very fragile. It can be disturbed by just a simple thing like a thought. Let me leave it there. Back to you, Control, and I will wait for another opportunity later on to talk more about peace. We can't hear you.
I always forgetting myself. But I'm quick to mute myself, but I forget to unmute myself always. So we all welcome our team members. Brother Kwan Malwan is here. He came with a back door. He didn't come with the right way that we used to come in. So welcome very much. Thank you, brothers Kwan Malwan. And now the control system will give us a song a little bit, and then from there we will welcome our sister Jojo and our brothers. You will brother Kwan Malwan, you will hear the brief from Jojo. So Jojo will tell us now. He's going to explain more about it, and then you will be have an idea, because when we were having it, you were not there. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you, sister. And 2 minute song before our sister. We can strengthen ourselves.
Hello.
Go ahead, sister. Go ahead, sister.
Did you say the song?
Yeah, I thought I heard that the song was going to be played for 2 minutes. That's why I'm quiet and I'm waiting.
Okay. Yeah, sorry for that. Okay.
But
Okay, I bring us the song. Hmm.
Yes, Kalina Kuruju. Yo, there's Samantha Kuruju, yeah. Yuma, Kalina Kuruju. Samantha Kuruju, yeah. What a deal, Kalina Kuruju. Samantha Kuruju, yeah. Yama, Kalina Kuruju. Samantha Kuruju, yeah. Inti, Kalina Kuruju. Akuma Bitan, Akuma Bitan.
Back to
Thank
you.
you. Thank you,
Yeah.
sister, and also to welcome our brothers. I know, it's difficult day for you today, but you make it to join us. So welcome, with respect, and thank you, Sister Jojo. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mabor. I think I prefer Mr. and Mrs. better, but it's okay. If we say brother, sister, it's good too. So I just want to welcome Mr. Otto. Welcome. Our today's topic is about the impediments to implementation of the peace agreement in South Sudan. If you're with us here, please share with your network, share with your friends. It's an important topic today. We are going to talk about the peace agreement in Sudan. What are the obstacles that prevent a peace to go forward? As we know, our leaders have failed us as the people of South Sudan. There's a peace going on, but we know that our leaders, some of our leaders don't have any political will. And as we know, as Mr. Pell has explained it, peace is a process. It doesn't happen overnight. I know as South Sudanese, we lost hope because always when there's a peace process going on, that's when the government tries to like provoke and starts war. When it peace, there's always war. So as I say, it's a process. So I just want to welcome everybody that's on board. If you have something to say, you're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mrs. Jojo, for the brief. Brother Juan and Brother Otto, the topic is down there because you guys were not in the meeting, but we share it in our forum. So the topic is about impendent of peace implementation of. So in Arabic and in English, and you guys are all familiar with those two languages. So Brother Kwan, pick it up from there, please.
What do I have for time?
You have 5 minutes.
Okay, great. Well, thank you very much. I did not have the opportunity to be with you guys within the previous recording that you guys conducted. First one was family issues, but I'm glad to be among the panels. And sorry earlier I couldn't make the meeting because I was associated with something else. But all in all, it's all good. It's good to see all of you. But the peace agreement things, it's nothing new to us. We've seen it. We watched it from time, take it all the way down to 2013 when the problem started. Bring it closer to the 2015 when we signed the agreement, Addis agreement, and then we went back to war in 2016. And then now we did the Khartoum peace agreement, which is about almost 2 years ago. That thing also is in the pattern of declining, and the reasons are obvious. We know who's behind this stuff. It's Kir government itself who does not want to be partaking on any election to consider election. One of the things that I will tell people is if this leading party have a willingness to form a country or even to govern, okay, instead of taking people to war, why don't you just, simple thing you could do, form a national army? Because now when you form the national army, there will be some sense of security a little bit. And then you go into the police department, you form that as well. We're not rushing to election, but we want to see the path that can lead into election. At this point, all of those paths are blocked. People have been in university for 7 years, going to 8 years. Nobody's mentioning that part. So who to be blamed here? Some people, they blame the IO are the problem. How could the IO be a problem when they absolutely have nothing when it comes to revenues or even to support war? They don't have those capabilities. They can retaliate, but they don't have the power to force something that is beneficial to the nation as a whole. So the leading party, which is under the Kir government, they don't want anything has to do with election. They would rather compete with somebody who is like myself, that is absolutely unknown by anybody but those who are on Facebook. So if I were to go on an election with him, I'll be losing because nobody knows me. Those are the opponent Kir want. But any aggressive opponent like those of Dr. Riak, those of Pagana Mum, those of any other competitive. I mean, some of those are politicians, but they're not that competitive. Okay, they can go to election tomorrow, and it is likely that they will lose. So the only aggressive opponent at this point is Dr. Riek himself, and that's why they don't want to go into the route of elections. Because if they do, the risk is so high in their part, especially when we talk about the beneficiary of this war. Who are there beside the Jane Council of the Elders? Nobody. Okay. The average Dinka is just an incident like anybody else. I call them those people who take the privilege. Okay, it is like being a white person in America, yet you're poor. But people always assume that you have the white, the white privilege. That's what some of my Dinka friends do receive. But other than when it comes to poverty, they are just like myself. They are not secure. They are not safe. You cannot say anything. I've heard people talking about, oh, let's do a rally. What rally gonna do? Okay, people are being killed in daylight without any justice. Are you telling me that if you hold a flyer and then you stand in next to the Juba airport and then complaining Kid is a bad guy, you'll be safe? Absolutely not. So Kid does not want peace. Kid, he may talk about it, but every action that he does is against peace. Because if he was for the peaceful, if he want the country to be peaceful, and instead of energizing or inciting tribal war or tribal hate, like he does recently on his meeting where he said, you go kill each other. The loser come to me and then I'll help you. That's from a guy who's the president of the country. Okay, so that means he's safe. He got what he want. The victim are those in the village. They can kill each other's, steal each other's cows, go ambush each other's. They can do it all they want. He does not have a problem with that. So that guy is really not for peace. He does not even want this country to move forward. Because at this point, what is not unknown, we have seen it all. We know the problem, as much as they continue to try to play politics. But this guy, they're genius. They know what they want. And as long as they continue without us really paying attention to exactly what are they doing all this stuff, what's the reason behind it? Okay, if the JCE want to take Kid out and replace him with another guy, why can't they just do it openly and say, you know what, Kid, move. We're going to bring Deng Nia to be this guy or anybody. They could have just announced that, but they don't want to do that. They're playing their parallel, whatever you call the relationship between Kid and themselves, but they're all in the same group. They don't want peace. There's nothing that need a magic in order for you to say, oh, this is so sad. This country is sinking. A good example too, as a hate, is the examination, you know, where you say this kid here cannot take the exam simply because they happen to be from this region or they happen to be from this tribe. They may not say tribe, but it was obvious. All the state that was dismissed from the exam are from one location. Again, that's a tribal leadership. You incite tribal hate, and then you remain eating the pie alone without anybody questioning you. So I'll put it back to you guys.
Thank you, Kwan Malwan. Now is a time to our brothers, and also too for the audience. Yes, we links the links down there. So if you are ready to come in, also too, we still have rooms. Now I give it back to our brother Woso. Brother Woso, welcome.
Okay, thank you, Nile Nation team, and thank you to audience, those who are watching. It's really very important, you know, to make awareness about what's going on in Southern Sudan. As you see the topic down there, all of us, we need the peace, but there is some obstacle doesn't make us move forward. بالعربي حاجات واضح شعب جنوب السودان هم دايرين سلام ما في أي واحد داير سلطة هم دايرين سلام لكن الناس اللي قاعدين في الرقبة بتاع الشعب الجنوب السودان هم يوم ما دايرين سلام إذن كيف نجيب السلام ده العقبات الموجود قدامنا ده كيف نطلع منه من أهم الأشياء مفروض جنوبين يشتغلوا فيه مفروض نتكلم عن وحدة بتاع شنو المعارضة كله ده ذات عقبة في حد ذاته لأنه يبدو المعارضة الموجود الكثير ده الناس دايرين سلطة وأي واحد داير يمشي عشان شنو يلقى له حاجة يخده في جيبه وبعد شوية تلقى ذاته هو داير أخوه عشان يدي أخوه لقاعد 200 مسلسل ده هيكون مستمر زي ده فده المشكلة عجاد قاعد يواجه شعب جنوب السودان وقاعد يواجهنا كلنا حتى نحن في الدياسبرا نحن ما مرتاحين دايرين نشوف المسكين اليال وقاعد يدسوا تحت الشجر يرجع عشان يلقى لهم محل يقعد فيه مع عياله ده مطر بصب فيهم لكن في فنادق هناك في جوبا قاعد يجربوا قروش كتير قروش ده بيجي من وين؟ المفروض ده قروش اللي كان بعمل به الشارع المسكين اللي بمشي عريان وافيان يقدر يمشي في الشارع ده يلقى له واحد كمان اللي عنده ربنا باركه بالقلب وعنده عربية كويس يقدر يشيله معه لكن عقبة لسه نتكلم عن الرئيس هما هيسمع نتكلم عن معارضة ذات ما داير يجي في مكان واحد إذن المشكلة شنو؟ أي واحد داير سلطة لشنو؟ عشان يقول فلان عنده سلطة وفلان بقى وزير وفلان بقى المتطلبات بتاعمل المطلوب نو نانو فعلا في النايل نيشن هنبدأ شغل صباح بالليل بالنهار لازم يكون في رسالة يوصل للشعب الجنوب السودان إنه السلام اللي ما ماشي في الجنوب ده ما في أيادي بتاع برا بدري كان بقول قال في ناس بتتاجر بالقضية بتاع الجنوب وفعلا قلنا لا لازم نبحث عن الموضوع ده منو تاجر ذاته بتاعت القضيه. اتضح ان التجار ذاته هم الجنوبيين، وتلقى عندهم قروش في اكاونت بتاعهم خيالي، حاجه ما كان في حياته ذاته يلقاه. لكن عشان الشعب الجنوب ده المساكين ما بعرف حاجه اسمه، ما دايرين سلطه ولا دايرين القروش في الحسابات بتاعهم، بس يفتحوا طريق وربنا قاعد ينزل المطر، والمطر ده قاعد يستفيد منه شنو؟ المسكين. والمساكين ديل بصراحه حاجات هم قاعدين يعملوا ده دمهم ما هيمشي ساكت، وقروش هم قاعدين يدوسوا ده ما راح يكون قاعد في بيوتهم. يوم تاني هيجي الملائكات بتاع ربنا بتدمر القروش الموجود في بيوتهم ديل، وبتدمرهم ذات حتى اطفالهم. لان ما ممكن انت تاكل وتشرب وبين مليان وفي نفس الوقت لما نقول يا اخي جيب سلام عشان انا امشي اشوف لي ركوبه اقعد فيهم عيال بتاعي، تقول لا. قبل كده الناس بيتكلموا عن الموضوع بتاع شنو؟ قال يا اخي ناس قاعد يتاجروا بالقضيه بتاعنا، هاي قاعد عنده حق يتاجر بالقضيه بتاعنا، لان اصلا الطرش الموجود في السلطه ما قادر يفهموا. يوم نتكلموا يا اخي يا جماعه كده جيب السلام عشان المسكين يقعد ما بفهم. ده اللي يعمل له شنو؟ لازم نشوف المعارضه قوي. هم بقدر شنو؟ لازم لو جلوا بالسلاح يمكن يا بسمعوا، لكن لو ما جلوا بالسلاح انا متاكد ما راح يعمل اي حاجه للشعب الجنوب السوداني. وفي عقبات كثير، وعقبات ده موجود فيه جنوبين انت ما تقدر تفهمهم. هل سلطه يمدهم كيف؟ فنانين كله غني اغاني على اساس يفكوا سلام ويجيبوا سلام، لكن ما في اي واحد فيهم بسمع الكلام ده. فعشان كده يا جماعه نحن في النايل نيشن نحن شغالين. كلام العقبات الموجود اللي بخلي السلام ما يجي في جنوب السودان لازم نجيبه في الساحه بتاع الساحه العام، خليه يحكمه عشان بكره لازم نعمل سهم يمشي بوراء كل واحد منهم. لو ظهر لك في اي ولايه من ولايات جنوب السودان لازم تعمل حاجه اللي هو بقدر يفهمه، لان اساسا انسان مولود وقلبه كده ميت ما قادر يفهم التعب ده شنو، وما في اي جنوب النهار ده ينكر التعب ده شنو، او يقدر يقول يا اخي لو سالوا النهار ده تعب ده شنو او تعب بتاع الحرب ده شنو وبقدر يفهمه. لكن بالنسبه لناس تانيين هم بيشوفوا ما تعب، لكن بالنسبه له قبل كده بيشوفوا ده تعب. وأكم حاجه نقوله للجيش بتاعنا يا جماعه شوفوا انتوا تعبتوا في غابه وحتى الان يالكم لسه تعبانين، ده ما مقبول خالص. اذا كان السلطه بس شالوا مجموع معين هم ما قادرين يفهم السلطه ده او مثلا الرئاسه يوم تشيلوا المطلوب منك شنو، لازم نعمل حاجه عشان الموضوع ده ما صح. الناس يكونوا لسه تعبانين لحتى الوقت ده. قبل كده تعبنا في يد عرب لكن ما بالطريقه الموجوده حاليا. بتاعنا ده عقب اسوأ، عقبات كتير، لكن لازم نمسك في الجماعه بتاعنا ده. يا هم يجيبوا سلام، لو هم ما دايرين يجيبوا سلام انا بتمنى انه معارضه كله يتوحد وبعد كده نقدر نجي بالثوره بنشيلهم. بقدر بفهم اللغه اللي هم بفهموا، وانا بجيب هنا وبدي فرصه للجماعه بتاعنا عشان هم يستمروا في النقطه. شكرا.
Thank you, brother Hoso. Thank you very much. Now, for all viewers, we already pinned the links down there. So if you are coming, please, you will find the links there, and then you can come in. And if you don't know, so we will lecture you the way how to get in. Thank you. So yes, thank you for Nile Nation Podiums. It's great that we are here now, and like our brother said it recently, that the weakness is ours. It's not someone else. The weakness is ours. So it will be up to us now to strengthen our shoulders. Now, brother, put a little music for us, the controller. Thank you. For those, please, if you are coming in, we are waiting. So it looked like someone requesting that before, and we fixed the links down there. So
Mabur, maybe because the time is going also, if we can go ahead.
Salam ja kalas tani ma fi jeri, tani ma fi dam, tani ma fi sod sila, witir na kulina, min al harf, bidun sabab, zaman jaina min madaris.
Go ahead, Mr. Control. You can go ahead now, Mabor.
yeah, now thank you. Thank you for the time. And now, William, so if you want to add something, so welcome.
Yeah, thank you again, Nile Nations Network team and our audience. So it's a very important topic. And as I mentioned in the beginning, that our government is not willing to do what the peace agreement said. We as people, we can do that. Government, as some of you mentioned, is responsible because itself it is a peace violation, I can say it. But we as people who are fighting war, we should not allow our government. You know, in Rwanda, there was a peace agreement. They call it Arusha Accords in 1994. This peace agreement club, as a result, people went back to the war, and we got people killed, like over 800,000 people as a result of peace violation. So the people who was killed between 1990 and 1993 was less than the people who has been killed when the war resumed, and was a result of violation of Arusha Accord. And this is what our government in Sudan, in Southern Sudan, is doing today. Take, for example, a recent plan from the government. In Upper Nile, what the peace agreement is telling us, 8 months, the government should be complete, functioning. But nothing happened from that time. We talk about appointment of Johnson Orange, and Salva Kiir himself started to accuse General Johnson Olin. When we are in peace, as Pell mentioned in the beginning, that means we're giving something. It's just not just to destroy each other. That time is just concession. We have to give something. We have to forget about our interests in order to maintain the peace. But Salva Kiir, even though we are in peace, he started already calling Johnson Olin is a warlord. Even though Olin was not the one who started the war in Juba. Last time, when IO nominated Honorable Obudok as a current governor of Afar Nile, I think we all heard that when Salva Kiir said, I couldn't believe that Riek changed. He moved Olin and he took Obudok. When I got a letter, I couldn't waste the time. I just ran to the Ministry of Council. Hallelujah. To him is a great thing. Now, what happened? Recently, we have Tutkeo and Akolkur and others. They come to Khartoum to meet Johnson Olin. The guy they said is a warlord. The guy they said he cannot be appointed as a governor. And because of that, almost a year has passed by. But they have to come and say, you know what? IO is no longer interested in you. So it's better you come with us. Is this the policy we can use while we are in the peace? How can you trust the government if it's still trying to buy people, try to buy the opposition, to divide them? Meanwhile, they're supposed to work as a partner to bring peace to our people who are yearning for the peace. So those are the things. Opposition, they should be careful, strengthening their unity, at least to force the current government under Salva Kiir to respect the peace. As Otto said, yes, unity between opposition is very important. But just opposition is just a name. You just sign the peace and then you get your cake. That's it. It's not because of we as people of Southern Sudan. If they really fight for us, they will build alliance together and make the government to honor the peace agreement. So we as a people, it's very important for us to say now, the people who are very interested in the peace are the people who are in the hotels. You know, let me mention one thing. The current president of Tanzania, when he came to power, he reduced the number of the staff in the embassy overseas. There's too much people working in one embassy, while that job can be done by one person. Now in Juba, you have all hotels, and those people who are owner of the hotel, they are not even Southern Sudanese people; they are foreigner. So the money, as Otto said, the money that's supposed to be used for the people who are refugees came, they are being paid to the hotel, and everybody is there that he is there to work. What are we doing there? All of us. And then we said we don't have money to repatriate people. So I think, as the peace agreement said, that we, the people of Southern Sudan, we have to own this peace, because if we own it as our peace, not our leader peace, our peace, and then they will work in favor of peace. So we need to be just vigilant to what Salva Kiir is doing. And I want to mention one thing here, because I can say Salva Kiir is wrong by just paying too much attention to Olin. I think he was really helping God. Because I remember, if Salva Kiir is listening to what we are talking today, when Johnson Olin started to fight, he didn't fight because of their position. He said it very clearly. I'm here with my forces until the real peace came in Southern Sudan, until the land that has been grabbed returned to their owner. If not, I will remain fighting. So it's good. He didn't give him a position. Because if Olin went to Juba, what will he do in Juba? Because there is no peace actually. So that's why I'm saying Kiir was helping God. The God saying, Olin, don't go, that the war is not yet over. If Olin went there, he will be the prisoner, like Riek Machar. And where is IO? But it's good that Salva Kiir say, no, I will not take you. And it's good that General Olin said, no, I will not accept your money. You are the one who refused me to become a governor of Upper Nile. So I think we have a duty as a citizen to talk about the peace, to own the peace, not Salva Kiir is our peace. I will yell back to you, Comrade Mabor.
Thank you, brother William. Yeah, if someone should play us music, could be great. And and the next computer closer to me is not yet starting. So and then after that, so brother Spell will come and put some meat in the back of the bones for us. Okay, I think
Pal can go ahead.
I'm sorry. Yeah, sorry guys, we kind of are taking it slow today, but I think we need to get going because the time is us and things like that. And of course, these things are being recorded on YouTube and things like that. We can direct still our people to we can direct our people to watch this thing on YouTube and things like that, because the goal is really to educate people, and I would like to extend my word of gratitude here to Nyabil Amum Okech from Australia. He's giving us ideas that maybe we should link this show also to other shows that are out there. Probably, maybe our brother Nyabil will show us the way, or we can acquaint ourselves next time. How can we link those? That is really a good thing. Thank you so much, brother Nyabil. I know I don't know what time they're in Australia now, but thank you so much for being here with us. Let me just go ahead and from where I stopped. I think there is an echo. Can one of you turn the other device off, please? Let me start from where I stopped. I mentioned that the peace is powerful. We can do a lot of things. We can achieve a lot of things when there is peace. And also peace, it's very fragile. It can get disturbed and destroyed by very simple thing. Just could be a thought, and then your peace will be gone, right? The other point that I just want to mention, when the peace get disturbed, like the war that happened in South Sudan, people become disarray, people run away, right? Seeking refuge in neighboring countries, in IDP camps. People running away looking for that peace that was lost. Even though I know in the Bible, it's really say, and that is where I just want to link it with this, because the peace is always with us, because it's God attribute that was given to us. It's one of the God attributes that he laid down to us, give it to us, like happiness and other attributes, right? So peace also is one of them. It's always with us, but it will not merge till wherever you run, and then you will have the state of mind, and then relax, and then the peace will merge again, and then you will feel that you have peace. Nothing worry you, nothing you're fearing. So it's always there, but it's just only merge when you're in the right state of mind. If we look into the impediments of implementation of the peace agreement in South Sudan, you mentioned a lot. But if I can just go a little bit and mention something. First of all, I was thinking that there is a lack of will. And lack of will from who? We mentioned last time when somebody was telling us the gun should be silent. But we say, who's supposed to silence the guns? Who is in power? And I think that is where every time we come here, we will be pointing at Salva Kiir himself, because he's the one in power. And also, that's where we can accuse him that there is a lack of will from him. Because, I quote, they say, when there is a will, there is a way. But of course, because there is no will from the government, from the Salva Kiir, right? That's why the impediments of the peace to implement the peace agreement, they become harder and harder every time. There is a lack of trust. There is no trust between the warring parties. And people will say, oh, that is a power struggle. Why there is a power struggle? I remember when we got our independence, Salva Kiir himself, he say, I don't know what make people stay in power for so long. I don't know who was quoting. He was quoting Omar Bashir or his neighbor in Uganda, or who he was quoting at that time. And he said that, I don't think that I'm going to stay that long in this power. And he keeps saying he never dreamed about it, to be a president. But now when he become a president, so what kicked in now? So now the luxury lives kick in, and that's why he don't want to give the power. He didn't put a path for people to go and practice democracy in the right way. What are you going to benefit? You stay in power for 20 years, 40 years, and then at the end of the day, you die with bad reputation, and you never know what is going to be waiting for you in the other end before your power finish. Or you just want to hang on to it because you commit a lot of atrocities until you die. So there is a lack of trust. And also, the blaming games that is happening. They did this, they attacked me, they did this, they do that. Okay? So a lot of games played that Mr. X did this, Mr. X did that. Is this thing going to take us away? Going to take us forward to get the right peace? Incitement of other tribes, again, is the other one. Is that going to help? I was surprised that all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Morley start having arms and equipping themselves and organizing themselves, going to wage a war in Bor and in the Low Nuer. What is it? Who is supporting them to do this? And why we are doing this? At the place there is the governors and the administrative of the person that leading the Baybor administrative. What are they going to do? Everyone talking about just supporting their people. Why don't the governor asking their people to stay away and don't come here and fight them with their own police and push them back? Why we have to wait till the other people have to respond, and then till people from Bor and from Low Nuer, they have to be in Baybor area, and from there they start complaining that, okay, we can't go back to our villages because it's getting invaded. We know the history. I don't know, they were talking about the reconciliation and things like that. But even though we know, even before, even when we were fighting with Jalava, we know people from Baybor, they are known of taking children and come and raid cities and things like that. But recently, who is supporting them? Who is giving them guns to go and fight for no reason? We don't listen to each other. Even, I think Comrade William talked about it a lot there. He expressed a lot. When the parties agreed that, you know what, you will, for the governors you will appoint your own party member, right? And then we see what happened. When it's come to Upper Nile, Salva Kiir don't want to appoint Ulang. If we just go back in the first place, who sent Ulang to Malakal at that time before the war? Ulang in the first place, he was fighting. He was with Salva Kiir. Till Salva Kiir stabbed him in the back. We all know that. And now he start turning his gun to Salva Kiir. Who's starting this kind of war? And now when you were asked to appoint Ulang, you say no. He's a criminal, or he's not a peaceful person. But why don't you look at yourself as you're pointing to Ulang? 3 fingers come to you, Salva Kiir. You are not implementing the peace the right way. If we just go in detail, everybody knows that, okay, there were pledges that was made. $100 million that's supposed to be given to support the United Force that were in training camps, so they can be ready and come and apply the security, make our land secure. Because those United Forces, they will be the true national army. They're not going to be called Matianganyor or Dutkubany or Tiger Battalion or all these kind of things. So they will be there to bring security. So our people there in the villages or in the city, they don't feel intimidated or scared of a known gunman to come and just kill them for no reason. Those who are in refugee camps should come back. Those who are in IDP camps should come out. And at least we can see a sort of peace coming in as we are preparing ourselves for the real democracy to take place. No, those funding, they were being delayed for reason that we can talk about them till tomorrow. Blaming games, tactics. Also, we know that for Salva Kiir have to be really, he have to play those game of not willing to implement the peace, because we know one of the main pillar to also to implement the peace agreement is also to create the hybrid court. Those who commit atrocities will be brought to book. And I think when he see himself there, that's why he's praying for a different thing to happen. So let us get engulfed in war again. So nothing called hybrid court that will be formed, that will bring those who commit atrocities. Either he send them directly or he empowered them directly. How many times, Salva Kiir will come to TV and he will say, we're going to do peace here, we're going to do this thing here, talking nice, right? And then there is no peace happening. I'm afraid to say that when he talked that, everybody will think, oh, Salva Kiir, he mean it. He want peace. I think he will go back and tell his people, guys, I'm lying. I'm not saying the truth. Don't do what I said there. That is just only for media consumption, okay? In their own dwelling. It could be with those armed forces or with who, anyway, would tell him, I was lying, right? It's just for media consumption. There is no peace. I'm here to defend our interests. People in people of Upper Dang in Upper Nile, they never complained before about them being in Upper Nile. But now look what happened, because Salva Kiir was telling them, I have to protect our interests. So now they start calling for administrative area. How are we going to do that? Is that the only way will be to give them the administrative area, connect the north and the south by taking Malakal or Makal, as Cholo was saying that, and then take it out of Cholo and give it to them to connect the Apadang land? Look at what is going on. So I think if Salva Kiir don't change his mind, the way he think, or the support he got from Jiang Council of Elder, or his own supporter, I think there will no peace. I don't want to go and talk and say about how can we bring peace in South Sudan. Even some of you mentioned few already. But that is another topic that we have to talk about a different day. How can we bring peace? Because there is so many ways that we can bring peace and stability back in South Sudan. Even sometimes we'll take sacrifices for the real peace to come. Salva Kiir, what are you doing? What will be the legacy that you are leaving for your children? Is what he is doing, if the real democracy come and the real peace come, what is the way that you are paving for your children to come to power? Is it going to be through the way that give and take, like what we are seeing now happening? It's in the making now, by appointing your son to be the deputy director of your office. I think South Sudan need to think really carefully and unite themselves just for the sake to bring a real peace and permanent peace. Let me leave it there because I know I take more than it should. Sorry about that. But I think other people also have to put their argue there. Thank you.
Jojo, you can mute yourself. You can unmute yourself there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. To add on the discussion, as you all see that our topic is about the impediments of the implementation of the peace agreement in South Sudan. To me, as the UN, I just wanted to quote the UN Secretary General David Sher. He shared that one of the main obstacles is the coronavirus pandemic. It really slowed the peace agreement. Although before the virus, I see some of you guys are laughing. You know, the whole world has been slowed down by the pandemic. But we know that before that, the peace agreement was signed in 2018, and now we are in 2021, and the implementation is the problem. So things like the security arrangements, we know that the government in South Sudan doesn't want to do that. He doesn't want to implement the issue of the security arrangements and the containment areas, because when there's peace in the peace process, it is being said that the rebel forces and the government forces has to be trained and unified, because they have to be one army. It has to be one army. They have to be trained, but due to the mismanagement of funds, because there has to be a budget given to them, because they need food, they need medicine. But what we know, that the government mismanaged due to the corruption. They ate the money, and it's millions of dollars, and now the army that are in the containment areas, they lack food, they lack things like medicine and things like that. And the government too provokes, like some of you have said that they use counter-insurgencies. The government have like SSPDF and local militia that they arm. They give them weapons to go attack the army that are in the containment areas. These are the things that they do, and they also, these are the obstacles that slow down the peace, and these are all what Kir game is. This is what Salva Kiir does. He creates intercommunal problems like violence. You see people in Maban recently start fighting within themselves, people in Equatorial land, and then people start pointing fingers. But we all know that Salva Kiir is behind that, and these are all the reasons, and these are the things that slow down the peace agreement. Two, I just want to say that what are the responsibility of a government? We know that the government is to serve and protect its people. But in South Sudan, it's the other way around. It's the government that kills its people. It's not the rebels, it's not somebody else. It's not the people killing themselves, but it's the government. Their duty is to protect the citizens, to protect and serve the citizens. But what Salva Kiir is doing, he's killing his own citizens. But until when is he going to do that? And people are sick and tired. He's been in power since the independence, since Dr. John Garang died. We need a change, you know? And the only way for us to have a change is through peace. So to me, Salva himself is the obstacle. He's the big impediment. He's the big elephant in the house that is blocking the implementation of the peace agreement. Thank you. I'll add more if I get some chance. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, Miss Jojo. Yes, like Pal Jojo said it all. The big point that I'm going to be in and make sure trying to put a little meat before I give it back to our brothers Otho. Really situation in the table. Like I was laughing when our sister Miss Jojo mentioned. I see myself the way I see it. David Sherritt is one of the people who have obstacle in South Sudan in this peace. We cannot take David Scherer away from it, because David Scherer is the one that can put the accurate information into the table of the United Nations, telling people coronavirus is an obstacle. What about the time that there's no coronavirus? What was the obstacle? From there, what was the obstacle when there's no coronavirus? Okay, coronavirus is obstacle. So people are just sitting now. Salva Kiir is just sitting in the office now, that he's not doing anything because of coronavirus. He's just snoring. No, he's still at work. So I don't know.
Mabor,
Yeah.
you misquoted me.
Oh,
Sorry to cut you. I was just quoting what he said. He
okay.
said coronavirus is partially. So it's
Oh,
not that coronavirus stopped the peace. It's
okay.
partially. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, but Juju, Dr. Marial Benjamin, also on the interview that was given to him by the, I think the educated women of South Sudan, or intellectual women of South Sudan, he mentioned the coronavirus. That is one of the obstacles. He mentioned it. He say, oh, coronavirus came, right? We were about to
Yeah.
do this, coronavirus came. So, you know, that is a blaming tactics. Actually,
Yeah.
the right word, as you say, where were you guys before the corona
For the
came
corona.
in? Yeah,
Thank
before
you.
the corona, right?
Yeah.
And now they're
Yeah.
going to blame the flood, okay? That, oh, we have flood, right? So that's why we don't implement. So it's just a playing tactics just to delay everything, right? Now people start talking about, oh, maybe it's impossible now for the election to be done in 2023, right? Because I don't know, Marial was saying in 2022 or something like that, which is left only 1 year. How are we going to do that? So it's impossible. We need to do statistics. We need to do a lot of things. So you see, there is some delayment that is going to happen, right? You don't give the people of South Sudan to earn their fate here.
Thank you.
It's
Yes.
just them playing. Sorry about that.
Yes. Thank you. Yes. Like Pam said it.
You are frozen. Are you there, Mabor? Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you.
Yeah, we hear you.
But Mabor is frozen. Can I also mention two quick things here? Also, the just the thing that hindered the thing, the implementation of the peace. You know, also there is few attacks that also happens in at the Unified Forces training camps, maybe in 3 different places. So why? People are being trained to be prepared, right? So they can come and bring security to us. Why the forces of South Sudan, or they call themselves South Sudan forces, why they go and attack those training camps? Okay. So this is another tactic to engulf us in war. Like Salva Kiir is looking for any excuses that can put us back into the war. If he don't think that, so what is he doing? You know, when it's come to peace, man, you go to peace without no conditions. You just embrace the peace, welcome the peace, work with it, okay? Bring it to action. But is he doing that? No. And one more thoughts here. Where are the grantors? They're just sitting and watching, and that is where maybe Mabur was saying the Cheryl, that he was one obstacle or a problem to the peace agreement itself. Sorry about that, but Mabur was saying that anyone that come from neighboring countries, IGAD, and all these kind of things, all the grantors, where are they? Where are they? Why don't you put down the same government that you think that I want you to bring peace? Why you don't put them down and guide them to the point you can threat them, right? That we will drive you out by force and give the country to technocrats. Let them run it for 2 years and bring the real peace to South Sudan. Where are the grantors? Or they have a piece of a cake that happening because of the war. They have their share. Let the war keep going. Let the South Sudanese still suffer. Let the IDP camps stay in places. What is it? What is it? Like, where are the grantors? We know some of the grantors in the past, they drive away Emmanuel Nirega out of the country and jail him or kill him, whatever. Right? So why not grantors if they are seeing the government is not playing it right? Why they don't use the policy of carrot and a stick? So the simple people of South Sudan will end their suffer right there. Sorry about that, guys, because Mabur frozen and I took the opportunity there to throw these 2 points.
Okay. Yeah. To stress and highlight my point, you're right. We cannot hear you, Pell.
No, I'm telling you, we are hearing you. I'm giving you a thumb up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, to stress on my point, when you're right when you ask where the guarantors, but we should not forget that the United Nations has a mandate to work in South Sudan, because South Sudan is a sovereign country. The UN cannot interfere, and they are there to protect the civilians, and that's why they have all the peacekeepers and all that. So the question is, where's IGAD? Where is the African Union? Where is the international community? But we cannot say that the UN is an obstacle, because it has a mandate. The UN cannot interfere into our sovereign country affairs. I just want to highlight that. Thank you. So if anybody want to say something, maybe Otho, Pell, if you want to add something, or Mr. William, you're welcome.
Okay. زي ما لسه قاعدين نناقش في الموضوع بتاعت سلام عقبات بتاعه. هو معروف أصلا السلام الموجود في الأوراق ده سلام كويس شديد للشعب الجنوب السودان، لكن عندما تنفيذ يوم مشكلة بتاعنا هسه قاعدين نعاني ومواطن بعاني منه. طبعا أسباب التعطيل بتاع السلام ده هو شنو؟ معروف. واحد دارين يهيمن على السلطة عشان يكون في جيوبهم مليان، وفعلا ده اللي حاصل. في ناس بيهنوا على شعب جنوب السودان بدفعوا قروش، لكن القروش ده بمشي وين؟ في الجيوب. عشان كده ما سهل هم يمشي. لكن السؤال الموجود، هل فعلا هم دايرين القروش ده عشان يدفنوا معاهم، ولا القروش ده عشان بعدين في الاخر يفضل مع منو؟ عيالهم، مع اقربائهم؟ ده كل المشاكل الموجود. فعشان مشكلة بتاعنا كجنوبيين ما نقدر نمشي ندور على الناس عشان ده الجرانتس ولا ده ما بهلنا بصراحة. إذا الطرف واحد ضعيف والطرف الثاني قوي، يا هو الضعيف ماكول باكلوك بهنك كويس. يعني بقول لك يا أخي يعني نفذ الكلام ده، لكن forget it، ولسه ماشي ببرنامج بتاعه. والمشكلة الأكبر أنا فعلا الموجودين في السلطة هم عارفين الجرائم هم ارتكبوا قدر شنو. عشان كده من دخلنا في اتفاق السلام وخطينا هايبريد كورت، المحكمة الدولية الدائرية بتاعه في جنوب السودان، هم جابوا قال ايه ده حاجات بقطع الرقبة ذاته ما بنفع. إذا السلام ده هنخليه قاعد كده في الأوراق وما يمشي شنو في التنفيذ، لأنه التنفيذ بتاعه فيه حاجة، في ناس رقبتهم يخش في سكين بتاع القطع. عشان كده تلقاهم هم بيراوغوا لأنه هم عارفين في حاجة خطر هناك في السلام. ناو المشكلة بتاعنا إنه فعلا عدلوا السلام ده مرات كتير، وانت اللي شفته بتاع 2015 بيختلف تماما عن 2016، بيختلف تماما 18 بتاع خرطوم. لكن بعض الأحيان بقول يا أخي جبنا جزء من الثاني ده وضيفنا ده لكن في الآخر أنت بشوف إنه المحكمة الدولية هي مصوبة أي طرق عشان يقدر ينفذوا باقي البنود بتاع السلام. ناو المشكلة الموجودة إنه المعارضة ضعيف، نحن منقسمين، وما كده بس، لكن المعارضة بقى مقسم على اثنين، في معارضة وقع السلام وفي معارضة ما وقع السلام. القاعدين ما وقع السلام ذاتهم هم وقع في الفق بتاع شنو الوقع فيه الآخرين كويس. معارضة بقى مقسم، سواء كانت وقعت على السلام ولا ما وقعت على السلام، كل يوم نلقى فيه ده قدم استقالة بتاعه من المعارضة. في مشكلة هنا، المشكلة الوجود قدامنا فعلا العقبة طريقة نحن قاعدين ننفذ السلام في جنوب السودان. أي واحد بيكون داير شنو يكون راس بتاع العربية الماشي يدوروه عشان يمشي جنوب السودان، عشان لما يقسموا السلطات في الجنوب انت بلقى محل بتاعك. وانت شفته في الموجود في جايوان ده كله، يعني معارض صغيرين كده، وواحد لقى شنو مكانه بتاعه في لقى كرسي بتاعه يقعد فيه. وما كده بس، لكن في اماكن كثيره هم احتلوا فيه ودخلوا فيه ناسهم. بقى ده مصدر بتاع شنو بتاع الدخل، وكمان نفس الوقت مصدر بتاع شنو انت تخش في السلطه بسرعه. فعشان كده انت تكون لك معارضه وخليك هيد بتاعه، يبقى نقسموه بعدين ده اول واحد انت بقبض، يبقى تقبض بتاعك ده بعد كده تدي باقي الناس التانيين. فده عقبه في حد ذاته ما بخلينا نمشي قدام ولا ينفذ السلام. لانه سلفا كرير انه في مشكله عند الجنوبيين. اي واحد داير سلطه بدون برنامج، ولو بقى عنده برنامج هو برنامج بتاعه هيكون محصور في حاجتين. قال انا جاي للجاستس ايكواليتي وده الشعار بتاع الاس بي ال ام، لكن انا لسه واحد بكون حزب النهار ده قال انا جاي للجاستس وايكواليتي. ايه الجاستس وايكواليتي اللي بتتكلم فيه؟ انا ما قاعد نتكلم في الجاستس وايكواليتي، نتكلم عن يونيتي وكيفيه ننقذ الشعب التعبانين في جنوب السودان. ده المشكله المفروض الناس يتكلموا فيه. برنامج بتاعك شنو عشان تعمل حمايه للمواطن البسيط، عشان توفر له لقمه عشان يقدر يتحرك. إذا تكلمنا عن justice وايكواليتي نحن نرجع ثاني نقدم نكون في الدستور وحاجات ديل. وهي معارضة عنده بند ده، وبقى فعلا الجنوبيين بمشي بوراء ده ياو بيجيب لنا شنو العداله في مجتمع او في جنوب السودان ما راح يجي عداله. فعشان كده المشكله الاكبر انا داير الجنوبيين يفهموا الكلام ده كويس. ان الناس الموجودين في السلطه قاعد يجهزوا في اولادهم. الحصل في الدول العربيه داير يحصل بالضبط في جنوب السودان. واحد يجهز ولده والثاني ده يجهز ابن عمه، بعد يومين قال داير يجيبوه في السلطه، بعد شويه تشوفه بقى وزير، بعد شويه بيكون هو داير شنو مال اللي فيها رئاسه. وده المشكله من المشاكل الموجوده اصلا. فعشان كده الاحزاب الصغيرين ده شغالين في حاجه ده تماما وهم مجيدين فيه. والسلفه هنا يوم يقول يا خلاص نعمل اتفاق سلام، معارضه كم عدد بتاع ما بهمه. لكن يوم يجي موضوع بتاع السلطه هنا يوزعوه هو بالنقد اللي هو دايره بديه سلطه وباقي داير خليه يتمرد وما مشكله بتاعه. سو مشكله بتاع جنوب السودان او العقبات الموجود اللي خلى السلام بتاعنا ما يمشي قدام، وفعلا نحن السبب فيه. نحن السبب فيه كجنوبيين. والناس الدول الجوار زي ايجاد وافريكان يونيون وناس UN بتفرجوا فينا، لان الدوله بتاعنا اصلا لو دايرين نمشي نرميه في البحر هم دايرين يشوفوه. عشان كده السياسه بتاع التابع الموجود حاليا نحن كجنوبيين نتكلم فيه مهم شديد. عشان نحن فعلا نمشي عشان نبني الجنوب ده لازم نعرف انفسنا ده ناس منو هم جايين. لو ده العناصر الرخيصه اللي بمشي مثلا ببيع نفسه باسرع فرصه، بعد كده ناخده في الليس يعني مراقبه. اي وقت ممكن شنو يوم يجي وقت بتاع السلطه لازم نعاقبه، يدوه غوبه هنا على اساس شنو ياخره شويه عشان ما يمشي في السلطه، لانه اصلا عنده هدف مختلف تماما عن اهداف اننا بدنا نحققه للشعب الجنوب السودان. مساكين بتاعنا ده فعلا معتمدين على الناس بيشوفوا ده الواعيين او ده ياو قاده بتاعهم، لكن في الاخر قاعدين يستخدموا السياسه بتاع شنو اقعد بالجو بتاعك وانا ماشي بالحاجات الموجود قدامي. دي المشكله فعلا. عشان كده بعد يومين لما تسمع ان السلطه سلموا لابن واحد الوزراء الموجود او مثلا ابن الرئيس ما تستغرب، لانه اصلا قاعد يجهزوا في حاجه ده وتاخيرات ده كله بس دايرين كيف يعلم يخلصوا المدارس بسرعه ويجيبوهم. وجاء حصل في الدول العربيه لكن ما نجح. ونحن كجنوبين لازم نتاكد ان ما نديهم فرصه على اساس انه هم ينجوا في تنفيذ حاجات بتاعهم اللي قاعد يعملوا فيه ده. حاجات اللي ما راح يفيدنا ده تاخير. فانا بتمنى ان الناس يفهموا وما ينتظروا، لانه كل ما انتظرنا كل ما شنو يالهم قاعد يكبروا وبالتالي هو بيشوف نفسه شنو جاهز للسلطه حتى لو مشى مدرسه ولا ما مشى مدرسه. ودي سياسات فعلا موجود في افريقيا لازم يكون في طريقه عشان نوقفهم، والا نحن حنكون في حرب دائما. وده الحاجه البسيطه واحد يضيفه. شكرا.
Yeah, I just want to add something. Hello. Yeah, what I want to add here is just let's talk a little bit about the impediment to the implementation of peace. Let's touch first about the Council of the State. What is it? Council of the State. I just want to share with you here the role of the Council of State. One of its role is initiating legislations on the decentralized system of government and other issues of interest to the state, and passing such legislation with 2/3 majority of all representatives. Number two is issuing a resolution and directives to guide all levels of government. And three, requesting a statement from governors and national ministry concerned regarding effective implementation of the decentralized system and devaluation of power, and any other issues relating to the state. Monitoring the repatriation, relief, resettlement, rehabilitation, reintegration of returnees and internal displaced persons, and reconstruction of disasters and conflicts affected areas. Approving changes in state name, capitals, and boundaries. So this is the previous role of the state council of states. The peace agreement is telling us this, the number of the state, because this council of state, as I share with you, its role is so destructive. Salva Kiir used this institution to do what he wants to do with the state. And that is a direct intervention into the jurisdiction of the state. A state supposed to be independent. There is no way, even we in Canada here, the premier, we call them premier here, the job is clear. The federal government of Canada deal with bank system and army and foreigner and the army, I mentioned it. But instead, they are responsible for health issue, for local police, local forces, for school, sewage, and many things. So there is a clear job division between the two level of government, federal and province. Now, Salva Kiir, for him, in order to intervene into the affairs of the state, he used the Council of State. So he divided the country into 28, and later on 32, and this is exactly what the Council of State does. What happened is, many of you talk, is the result of this wrong policy. By hijacking the policy of the state, we have seen neighbors are fighting against each other, as you mentioned it before. Who have a gun, invade his neighbor, take women, take gun, take cows, or whatever, and so on. So it ruined the relationship between the people who have been living in peace side by side. That is the system Kir has set up. So agreement is telling us, because number of the state has been increased by presidential decree, and then the agreement have to come up with redemptions to redeem the situation. And that's why they came up with setting up the independent border commissioners. So where this committee will work about the number of the state, consulting the tribal leaders, and then they will go back to 56, 1st January. That is the work of this IBC. Okay. So when this body completed its task, and then the Council of State will be over, is no longer there. So the work that is being done by this IBC will be the work that will bring the trust back to the citizen who lost the trust already as a result of Council of State policy. So this Council of State, Salva Kiir is not willing to remove it or to dissolve it. Now we are not talking about where are this body, because there is, I think, 5 members from government, and always IO is giving a less percentage because the other opposition, the power that's supposed to go to IO, is being now split between IO and this small political party. And as Otto mentioned before, those parties, they are just there for themselves. You see, Abdul Baghi, Dr. Lamakol supposed to be the one who have to take that opportunity, but Salva Kiir, he come and get that opportunity and give it to Abdul Baghi. Is Abdul Baghi there working for opposition? Is not. Then come to Tabandang, Onyandang. So these people all, they working in favor of the government. So the division of the power that has been allocated to opposition is not functioning, because this opposition party, they're already leaning toward the government. So IO is left weak if we're talking about the majority. Okay, so this Council of State is still there, and it's one of the peace violation. And it is supposed to be dissolved in order for people to rebuild trust again. Okay, look, repatriation of refugees and all this one. Where is it here? Monitoring a repatriation, relief, and resettlement, and rehabilitation, and reintegration. These are all the state jurisdiction. So that's why the peace is calling for this dissolution of this state council, which is still there, as well as the security arrangement is not done. So those are the things we need to know also. What happened here? There is echo. Anyway, so you come again. We're talking about a peace violation. You have Jing Council. I think recently Ado Aju was saying that no, we are not part of the government. I don't know if it is true. There is a document that has been shared around that Jing Council are suggesting or recommending number of states supposed to be 20. Now, where does this group fit in peacemaking here? Are they IO? Are they Salva Kiir party? Are they independent boundary commissions? Who are there to hijack the power, which already people are working on it? I think that this one is coming from somebody. If you can mute, Mabur, you have a power to mute.
Yes, we mute him.
Okay, good. So the Jiang Council recently, and instead of government of Southern Sudan to say it, the people of Southern Sudan, we are sharing with you today the result of the work of IBC. They are not even letting us know where this committee is now. But Jing Council is coming up now with a new recommendation, and they're saying they are not yet with the government. So how are we going to implement the peace if we are continuing to violate the work of IBC? Because number of the state is the reason why we are fighting today. Warab can just, the youth from Warab can just go to Jongule or to Upper Nile. Is no man land. So I think those are the things we as the people of Southern Sudan, we must know where is the work of the IBC. And we must know that those people who sabotage the peace, like Jiang Council, they should know where they belong. They don't belong in the peacemaking. Council of State should be dissolved. And those are the things we have to be mindful about that. Well, I will yell back here, Comrade Mabor. Thank you.
Thank you very much for all audience and members. It happened to be I was in the computer. I just hear my computer, yup, it turned it off. Then I have to reboot it, and then doesn't. Now everything's become okay now. I didn't know that I was having difficulties when we were online before. So the good things, and also too, I may say happiness to me to bring our brothers. Abel Kon is here, and he's one of the leadership in Upper Down. So Abel Kon, you are highly welcome. And also too, I was trying to get to communicate with you, but I could not get you. Yes. So thank you. I was trying to communicate with you with the point that we discussed it last 2 weeks, that anytime the people of Upper Nile State, not Greater Upper Nile State community leaders should come together and brings talks for themselves, like we mentioned it before, and you agree with it. So now today have to be declared that you yourself, with your leadership in Australia, Canada, United States, next week as a Saturday, a leadership from all Upper Nile State tribes must come together, each and every individual, especially in Upper Down. You guys have to delegate one chairman of the community, and in where they have to do that, in Mabanis, in Chulo. So you are highly welcome. So this is official invitation today, because I tried to search for you, but I could not find you. So today, welcome, brothers. And now is your turn, and add something. you have muted me. Can you guys hear me very well?
Oh, it was. Yeah, we are hearing you.
Go ahead.
First and foremost, I would like to greet all of you, the panel in the Nile Nation Network. It has been a pleasure to be part of this evening discussion once more time. I'm not going to promise that I'll be the real contributor to your show, but if I have time, I will be able to join you and also talk in the issues that are related to our country. Mr. Wake, you talked about the invitation for the leaders, necessary discussion. It would be welcome because we, Jing Padang, we are not shy away to debate on the issue that are important to our state. Arna is our state, is for all of us with the Fak tribe, plus Mulkin, those who are actually living in Malakal. But the most important thing is that the Fak tribe within Upper State. So Jing Padang as a leader here in Canada, I will consult with my leaders in the United States and also some members in Australia to be able to participate in that discussion. There should be a guideline of what we're going to be discussing before we move ahead. Maybe we can share some of the items on Friday so that we can be in a loop of what is the topic of discussion. But it's a good thing. Discussion is a good thing. Dialogue is a good thing. Encourageable. Earlier in our show, we talk about why is it important that we should reach out to our neighbors. Because we've been living for centuries as neighbors with our own problem. Whether we ask for self-governing, which is administrative will always be leading us in neighbors. So it's important that the Nile Network decide to invite us in the show on Saturday. Hopefully it will be at the late evening because Padang Media has a regular show that usually take place every Saturday. This is our schedule that we talk about the issue related to Padang people, be the voice of people here in diaspora, and if the show that need to be discussed, then will be the late evening like this time or later on, maybe before, so that we will be scheduled based on the time. But I welcome the discussion, I welcome the dialogue, because I say earlier that the issue of Upper State, it needs leaders to sit down and discuss it. Whether we agree or disagree, whether we fight or not fight, it will end up in dialogue, end up in discussion. What I want to caution the leader will come on Saturday. I'm not going to talk about who's going to come in now, but reach out to those leaders from Nuer, leaders from Shuluk, the leaders from Maban, and let us have a discussion on that day. A discussion that will be based on the truth and the facts of what is happening in our state, our state. So I welcome the invitation, and I will consult with them. I will consult my leaders, and we'll be ready. We'll be ready to talk because Padang is not going to run away from other people, not here at the side of the story. Whether it comes to the issue of the land, or the issue of the state, or whatever issue that should be discussed, we will be able to confront them face on, and let us have disagreement respectful. We will respect ourselves as citizens of that state. So this is what I want to say about invitation. Before I go ahead and talk about topic of discussion.
Brother Abin, do you have a headphone?
Yes.
How can you put a headphone?
I do have a headphone. Let's see. Hello. Okay.
Yes, hello.
Yes, it's look like okay now. It's not like
Can
before.
you guys see me?
It's getting very bad.
Okay,
Okay.
I'll change the device. Just
Okay.
Maybe there is some up down open for you, so you can clear some up and then he's out. Well, he's out and he's going to come back. So he have the link. So now we will welcome our brother Peter Garkwas. So Peter Garkwas, the topic is written down there in Arabic and also too in English. And I believe you do read Arabic too. I do believe. So the point is written there. So if you want to add anything, so you're highly welcome. We're supposed to have songs, but we have a lot of echo, so we suspended the songs. And our topic is that. So that's what you guys hear. Only people of Afrinal state, especially the leaders of Afrinal state, Nuer leaders and Nuer and Mabanis, Shulok, and Koma, and Apadang. So that's the people that will be needed, the leaders who will come next week. So and it will be your chance, Mr. Peter. So welcome.
Thank you, guys. Uh, yeah, first of all, I would like to thank you. Are you guys hearing me?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you. I may have difficulties on my mic, but it's okay. I can speak out. You guys, I don't know the topic properly, but it's still I can. If it is all about implementation of peace agreement, it's all about unity in Afanal. I'm not. I don't know. Yeah, I want you to give me a little bit ahead, then I can speak.
Okay.
Yeah, Peter, before you come in, we welcome you to Nine Nation Network. Our topic today is the impediments of the implementation of the peace agreement in South Sudan. What are the obstacles that is blocking the peace process in South Sudan to go forward? Thank you. You can go ahead.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. First of all, I would like to thanks the hosts and the viewers who are watching us. As I'm speaking to you, I'm one of Afanal. I'm one of Afanal members, citizen. The reason why the peace is being delayed is very clear. Everybody knows that. Because when the peace agreement has been signed, there was a disagreement from the first place. And that disagreement is still on up to now. You already know very well that a lot of people, we went back to 10 states. And this choice for going back to 10 states It's not other people's choice, particularly because we have to be truthful here. Our brother from Afadam or from Denka, it's not their favor for us to go back to 10 states. In this case, they are holding on that. They want 32 states to be the same choice, to be the choice for all Southern Sudanese, which is not our choice. Therefore, on the other hand, they're working on it. They don't want the peace to move on because the peace fall on 10 states. To me, it looks like it will take us a little time for us to implement peace agreement in South Sudan, because a lot of people are working hard to make sure that 2018 peace agreement should not be implemented because it's not in their own interest. But the question is, are we for our own interest or we are for the interest of South Sudan? That's the question everyone will ask himself. Because when we fight for the freedom in South Sudan, in North, we are fighting for one nation, one people. Not only one tribe should drive people, taking people in the wrong direction. It's only all of us to voice together and say, this is what we need. And I believe 64 tribe, let me say, 63 tribes of South Sudan, they are for 10 states. Let me not buy. Don't take me that wrong. I'm not biased here. I love my brother in Dinka, but they came out in a big way. I believe two weeks ago or 1 week ago, you guys heard about the leader of JCE came out clearly and talked to people and denies that 2018 peace agreement between Dr. Riek Machar and Salva Kiir Mayardit is not going to work. What we're going to do is we will accept what is called a national dialogue, because national dialogue is about the citizen of South Sudan. So that peace that has been signed is not working.
Brother Peter.
And that's what they say. And that's why, and that's will come to us that why this is what take us that long for the peace not to be implemented. And now the chairman of JCE came out and say, we don't want peace agreement. That has been signed by Riek and Salva Kiir. They must go. We don't need them. Yeah. So in 1 minute, because I'll yell it back to you. You should know in their saying, because they try to dictate us and they are the community. If you say you are a JCE, that means you are representing a community. You are not representing the countries. If you are not representing the country, why are you dictating the country, the whole country? Even now, my brother and sister, enough and now, no peace. We have to follow what JCE agreed for the peace to come in South Sudan. If we go based on the peace agreement, they will never accept. And that's point blank. They say we must go according to what they say. In which, I don't know in this world if people will work according to the community elders. If a country should be working based on the community elders, it should be the first time in the world history. You see? To me, in short, because I may say some word later, is that the reason why the peace has been taking that long is because JCE is still denying what is called 10 state, because they blindfold them, some of their communities, that they're going to go for 32 state. Now people go to 10 state, which is going to be against what they've been agreed for that long period of time. So to me, my brother and sister in South Sudan or in Afanal, this need all the collective contribution among us, because this thing is very tough and you need a lot of work. You need to contribute on this, because the ideology of JCE is a very tough ideology, and it need a collective contribution among ourselves as Southern Sudan or in Afanal State. In Afanal State, we need peace. The 5 tribes in South Sudan need to love themselves and forget about what happened in Juba. We have to come together and love ourselves. We don't need to follow what happened in Juba in 2013, but we need to come together and recognize ourselves. Because what happened in Juba, it will never drive out, it will never bring out peace if we hold on that. So that's what I can say on this. And don't forget that JCE are working hard to destroy this peace. Nobody delaying this peace, only JCE. That's my answer to you guys.
Thank you. Thank you, brother. You contribute a lot, and also too, our brother got cut off, so that's his time now. Abel Kun, is your time, or if you want to wait, because it looks like you are one elephant in the bush here. So if you want to wait, and you can answer together later.
No, it's better that I also say my.
But it's okay. Finish your time. It's okay.
Of course, I will speak as a South Sudanese. I'm not going to speak here as a leader of the Jeng Padang community in Canada, but I will contribute as a fellow South Sudanese, a fellow Upper Nile State citizen, and a concerned citizen of what is happening in our country, South Sudan. I will not talk on behalf of the JCE, because one thing that I'm glad about JCE, they came out and now they're speaking to the South Sudanese. It is not me who will gonna tell what was in their mind when they formed that council in place. They will speak for themselves, or they have been speaking to South Sudanese in various network. And I heard many of you may have watched them. They have written, and that's a good thing, you know. When you are silent, you can be judged and you're absent without defending yourself. And why I'm very happy for them to come out to people of South Sudan is to come actually tell this side of the story, what people have been saying about them. So I'm not going to talk about that. What I will talk about is the obstacle of the peace agreement. What is the obstacle of this peace agreement? Of course, we have now what they call RCES, the Revised Peace Agreement. That's what we are discussing about, and I call it Khartoum Peace Agreement because the final stop was made in Khartoum, so it's the second Khartoum Peace Agreement. The obstacle to this Khartoum Peace Agreement are not other thing than the two leaders, the two principles. You know, if you continue to disagree with your fellow, whether your teammate, whether it's your co-worker, whether it's your supervisor here in the West, if the company does not let one person to go, they'll find a way of actually not to work along one another. But that's what was missing in this peace agreement. Sincerely, President Kiir and Dr. Riek Machar, it be very hard for them to work the trust, to build that trust among themselves to continue to work. But I think they compromised because of this peace agreement. They accepted that we will work together, but things are not going all right. Why are they not going all right? Of course, there's financial issue that we know that thing may not be going all right because they were talking about lack of financing, lack of training the unified forces. It's not about the 10 states, it's not about 32 states. Of course, President Kiir has given up the 32 states because of the peace. He saw that the 32 states were going to be an obstacle of the peace agreement. And he actually compromised on returning the country to 10 states. In spite of the fact that there was a popular demand of the people of South Sudan. I'm talking of those who were still in the country. It's not about one tribe that was actually supporting this 32 state. People from other tribes, people from those states, they have spoken out in Juba. They have spoken out in that conference. They welcomed President Kiir when he came back from Addis Ababa, that we are not longer going back to 10 states. But because they have seen that I cannot hold people of South Sudan hostage because of the 32 state, he have taken a correct decision reverting the 32 state to 10 states. So I'm not going to talk that the 32 state were the obstacle to peace agreement because we are no longer in the 32 state now. We are implementing this peace agreement, and I have been supporting this peace agreement since it was signed in Khartoum. Why? Because bad peace is better than no peace. The silence of the gun is better than continue to have people continue to fight all out war in the country. Of course, we have a huge government. There's no resources. People will say that, what about the money from the oil? You know, here, even here in Alberta, the price of the barrel of the oil went down. The whole world is in recession. So the country cannot continue to get the same money it was getting before the oil crisis, because that's the only resources that we have in the country. I think part of why the peace is not going all right, first, is a mistrust between the leaders. Second, is because of the recession that people are in. Third, not having the complete unified forces in place is also part of the obstacle that the peace is not going in. It's not about the territory state, it's not about the 10 state, but this is what I can say, because we have a big government that we cannot able to support. The people of South Sudan were supposed to go for lean government that could actually, they could use these resources wisely in the Republic of South Sudan. When it comes to issue of Padang community, my fellow South Sudanese, I think Padang community has been misunderstood by our fellow neighbors, that we are not for peace. You know, if I ask yourself, if we are not for peace,
I think, let me interrupt you. I think what you are going in is the one that you are being invited next week or next 2 weeks as a leader of the
I was responding to
That's
Peter
where
because
you go.
Peter made something. I was going to respond to what Peter said.
Okay, and also too, don't forget, I don't have your 1 minute, but I give you another 1 minute plus 1 minute that left. Thank you.
Yeah, I was responding to Peter because we were being misunderstood in the social media. You know, do you know the reason why Padang came out and can start talking on social media? Of course, Padang, when it comes to the leadership of the South Sudan, they are not the decision making. They are not on the top seat of the government of South Sudan. There are so many things that people don't know about people of Padang community. They were not presented in the peace agreement discussion table when people are discussing this peace agreement, whether from the government or from the rebel side. None of us were presented. Therefore, we will be the people that actually telling our story that we have been accused for. And that's why we make that social media. And people now are saying, why are we speaking out? Of course, we are the voice of our people that are not speaking in South Sudan because of difficulties of networks and being heard. So my brother Peter, we are not for peace. We are not for war, we are for peace. We have never come to social media and said that let us attack our neighbor. None of us have said that. Then saying that let us live peacefully with our neighbors, respecting our right as the people of Upper Nile State, as people of Jing and Padang. And that's why we have been there, and that's what we have been talking about all this time. So we'll see on coming Saturday. We'll continue to tell our side of the story. But today is about South Sudan. We are all yearning for that peace implementation in letter and the spirit, so that we can live peacefully as we used to live before, especially when it comes to Upper Nile State. There are so many things we can talk about it with the leader of that state. Upper Nile State, with the inclusion of these 5 tribes, need to unite and speak with one voice, but not threatening, as we hear from the social media from other people. So why the peace not going all right? It's not about the JCE. That's what I can say. Because JCE now is speaking out and they are saying their own story. Recently, there was a fake article that was floating around the social media in which Padang was actually, mentioning that the youth of Padang, which is wrong. That was totally fake news. That was nothing to do with the Padang community or the JCE in that case. But there are people that actually does not like this peace agreement to go ahead. But that are not the Jing Padang, or these are not, the people of South Sudan. There are beneficiaries of why South Sudan can continue to be in war. But I'm not going to talk about it. We guys know it's not about we here, but our job as the leaders, our job as the South Sudanese is to support this peace agreement to make sure that we are implementing it and encourage the both sides. Thank you.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Thank you for your contributing top. Now, sorry, our brother Sean was been waiting, and thank you for your silence. And this is the time for you, Mr. Sean. And this is the topic, and you already hear from the people who talk. And then after it done there, so it will go back to Brother Pell. And from Brother Pell, you go back to Brother William. From Brother William, it's going to go back to Otto. And then Sister Jojo, because we are very close to wrap up when time comes. Thank you. And thank you. Welcome, Brother Schwab.
All right. Thank you so much, Brother Mabor. I think you are the host, right, Mabor? Right?
Thank you. Yeah, I am.
Mabor, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So thank you so much for inviting me. I would like to thank all the audience and viewers. This is very, very important topic and important discussion. In South Sudan, in order to have peace, we need to talk. We need to talk, irrespective of your tribe. Fighting will not going to take us anywhere. The only thing that will going to give us peace in South Sudan is we talk and then lay out what is the problems, what is going on, and how we're going to solve those problems. Coming to the topic, impediment to implementation of the peace agreement in South Sudan, or the issues that hindered the implementation of current peace agreement that was signed in 2018. In short, I will say the issues that hindered that peace is the SPLM. Let me be clear here. Our problem in South Sudan is SPLM. SPLM is simply a terrorist organization that is there to destroy our country. Here is simple. You may agree with me or may not. And by SPLM, I would like to say it's not only Denka alone, it's for everyone who is in Juba. Okay.
Let me interrupt you a little bit.
Okay.
Brother Chua, we respect you, but we don't condone any insult.
Okay, thank you. Sorry about that. Okay. Sorry about
You can express your concern, but we don't condone any insult.
Okay, thank you. Sorry about that.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I will say that SPLM is our problem. So to say that is a terrorist, but I'm really fed up with SPLM. But actually, he's our problem. So peace agreement is not implemented because of SPLM because of SPLM, actions. The SPLM in South Sudan, the SPLM leaders, especially, I will put it, is the SPLM IG that is led by President Salva Kiir Mayardit is the problem in South Sudan, because he and his group does not want peace in South Sudan. Why? Because they want to be in power, as McQuaid says. They will be in power for 100 years to come. This is the problem here. Peace does not need money. Who didn't die? A lot of children from Denka died from 1983 to current. A lot of children from Nuer, women, children, elderly, and other tribes, all of us will die in big numbers. Currently, we are in appalling situation in South Sudan. SPLM know that very, very well. But because they want power, they don't care about the suffering of people of South Sudan. They don't care. All they need, they just want to lead South Sudan for 100 years to come. So I will say that the problem that do not want to bring us peace in South Sudan is SPLM activities. And then what I need to add a little bit, because of, mindset of some people, President Salva Kiir get advice from wrong group, especially JCE. For some reason, I would like to pinpoint a little bit, but I don't need to be racist here, but we need to be clear. JCE, they're the one giving advice to Salva Kiir that a Denka tribe in South Sudan must maintain the leadership of South Sudan for many years to come. Nothing wrong about that. There's nothing wrong about that. But for a true leader to lead people, when you are a leader, you are like a father of people. You need to serve your people. You need to give them food. You need to give them shelter. You need to give them education. You need to give them hospitals and all that. Okay? But Salva Kiir falls short of that. And his groups, including some other tribe, not him alone. There's all the tribe in there, but they are a group of SPLM. The few people that want to control South Sudan. They control their resources. They control the resource of country. They just actually playing with people of innocent people of South Sudan. Let's not cheat ourselves that we don't have money in South Sudan. We have a lot of money, but few group from SPLM just control those money and try to play with them. They are busy, getting mercenaries from other countries. They are busy, using those money to buy to bribe other groups, from other parties, so they can be SPLM, and then they continue their devilish activities. This will not going to take us anywhere. So, in order for us, if we want to blame if we want to know whom to blame, is actually SPLM, especially the SPLM that led by President Salva Kiir Mayardit. Because peace does not need money. You know, peace can come from war. And I understand that Dr. Riek and Salva Kiir actually fought for a long time, and many people died. But if we want peace, let's just forgive each other. Let's come together, you know. See, now they are creating these ideas of now we don't have money, so the cantonment, the people that are, you know, like in peace agreement, they say we have to have a security arrangement. And the government actually don't want that. Simply, now they give it a reason, there's a coronavirus, there's no money, there's things like that. If you need peace, actually, just do peace, you know, it's simple. Just do, you know, people implement the peace agreement by, you know, by graduating those forces. We actually don't need weapons. We won't fight who. We want to have a peace. Just graduate those people with whatever they have. And now the government say that they don't have weapons. What about the weapon that they give to the civilian and they give to Murley? What about those weapons that they supply to the innocent Dinka in Barghazal? Now the innocent people, the innocent you know, civilian just killing themselves with a weapon that are supplied by the government. The government is pretending things that we don't know. Now is the 21st century. It's not 1983. We have internet, we have satellite, we have everything. We have all the documents that they needed. We know that. Okay, so I will say that is the government that don't want us to have a peace. So that's why they hindering that peace, and with the collaboration with Young Council of Elders, having this mindset of you know, like 17th centuries, that they want to control all the tribes and things like that. So and actually the JCE and the government of Salva Kiir, they just try to corner Nuer in certain areas, and they want just Denka to be by themselves. You know, we need unity. And let me be frank here, brother Mabir. We South Sudanese, we need to have, we need to, you know, we need to have we need to live together. We need to live together as a family. If one tribe can be given their own areas, that particular tribe will go and fight each other again, and they will go into, you know, subdivide into the clan and to the clans and the clan. They will go and fight. We need to be together. We need to, you know, like we have a peace in Upper Nile State, for example, for centuries. We never fight each other. Nuer never fight Denka. Denka never fight Nuer. Shuluk never fight this. But because of mindset of JCE and also the government of Salva Kiir Mayardit, now we are fighting everywhere. Even Denka, they fighting themselves. Nuer fighting themselves. Anyok fighting themselves. And government is fighting who? Who is fighting who? You know, if we have if we have to coexist together and live together as brothers and sisters, those fighting will cease, like we are living in harmony before. But if we keep to be, if we wanted any tribe will going to be given their state or their area, and like that, those tribes will going to fight each other again, and they will go to their clans, and their clan will go. So we will going to disintegrate into family. Will go to, you know, one family will say, I need my estate. So they will going to be in their estate. All we need to work together. I think all of you here, some of you live in the United States. And I'm here in the United States too. You know why US is very strong? It's because they bring people from Asia, from Europe, from where, and they teach them how to live together, how to be together, you know, how to share all the resources we have. This all we need in South Sudan.
Thank you.
We don't try to be by themselves, and then try because if you do that, we will go to have a problem. Even tribe themselves are going to fight, like what is going on now in Barghazal and Upper Nile and things like that. So thank you so much, brother. Sorry,
thank you.
I will. I mean,
no. You don't need to. No, you don't need to be sorry. It's your minute, but
but you add 1 minute on it. It's supposed to be
Okay,
5.
sorry about that. So,
and we give you-
so that's my take for that point. Thank you so much.
Yeah. No, yes, like you said it, I agree with you. There's a lot that I agree with you. Because young council of elders are the one who putting us into this difficult shoes that we are in today. And we need to take our shoes out from the mud. You know? This is the only thing that we need to do. I agree with you on that. But the only thing is no hate of speech. That's the only thing that we don't condone here. But
Yeah,
we
so
believe
sorry
in
about that.
press.
Sorry about that. Thank you. Sorry about that.
Now,
said, you know.
yes, it's okay. It's okay. We understand. Now I give it to Brother Pell and then William Goldit later after. I don't know. Is it the computer become okay now? You can play a little music for us. If not, then let's go ahead. Time also too is limited for us.
No. Yeah,
thank
you can just go ahead.
Okay then.
All right.
Brother Pell, you are welcome.
Thank you again, Mr. Mabor. I think the last speaker, pretty much, if he was with us from the beginning, I like all the things that he mentioned, and I think all of us will touch those things earlier. And we're kind of agreeing in a lot of things that he said because we talk about them earlier. Yes, sometimes I don't know, for some reason we try to go to Upper Nile and bring Padang and things like that. But the issue of South Sudan is not that. It's about the whole South Sudan, that we try to live together, to coexist together. The point is not about the states or administrative area. You remember in last show I told you my late father, which I will agree with Chol here. My late father, I mentioned to you last time that he say after we our independence, if we are not careful, we will divide our country into small countries because of what he saw. Maybe he see the tribalism. It was in the making, but it was not that clear that time. When we voted in 2011, we voted all together in high number to get our independence from Sudan, because we felt the peace that we try to enjoy with the Sudan is not feasible. It's not for us. It's only for them. The same thing today. We come today and we talk. Every time we will talk, we will mention Salva Kiir, and in few places, in numerous time, I mentioned I don't like to say Mayar did the did part. I don't like it because I don't see it. To give you the did, you have to earn it. Maybe it's a real name for his grandpa or something like that, but I don't like to use it. He's just Salva Kiir Mayar, because to me, he is not a leader, right? The leader is a person that unites his country, that work together with his people, not only with a group which is become a shame to South Sudan, that we have a group called themselves Young Council of Elders, even though they come to surface now and try to iron things out. But sometimes I feel like, is that a trick for a new planning? Because from day one, who told Salva Kiir before, don't sign that peace agreement, otherwise we will give Paul Malone the power in a daylight? Who say that? Who give them the mandate to say don't sign the peace or sign the peace, right? It's become a shame in South Sudan, even though they try to clear things. I think we will not leave them alone. right? Because they show us that. And even though if we have to say SPLM-IG is becoming like a terrorist organization, okay? I don't look at it as like really an insult. I'm not saying stupid here or idiot here or things like that. No, I'm not saying that. But when we look at the word terrorism, you terrorize people. Where are the South Sudanese now? They are in refugee camps, IDP camps, right? So what put them there? They lost the peace that's supposed to be given to us by God, that we're supposed to enjoy peace, we're supposed to be peaceful. But who put the fear in us? Who disturbed the peace that we're supposed to have? Who disturbed it? Is it not the government? Is it not the SPLM-IG? So that's why I say earlier, if there is a will, there is a way. If there is a will, there is a way. And I do agree with Brother Cho. What peace need money? It's just you put everything down, you put all the guard down, let us embrace ourselves, let us embrace our diverse, and let us move on. Even though to the point that I can sacrifice myself not to be the president of the country, so at least the country will be in peace. If you're afraid of you, maybe you will be taken to court, why don't you make an agreement like what Daniel Aromoy did, to make sure that when he give the democracy the chance to come to Kenya, no one will come and after him and he let them sign some documents, so at least he will be peaceful. They have to leave him alone. But when you keep pushing, every day bad thing happen, right? It's so bad. A president will come and say, the army, I don't have money to give them, so you go do what you want. What is that? And the army never lie. They go rape people, breaking houses, take their stuff because they don't have money to get paid with. So if there is a will, there is a way. So are we really, when we come and try to defend in any way, directly or indirectly, the government, so we don't see the reality? We have to look at the reality here. If there is a will, there is a way. How many people, money that is getting collected through the border, Uganda, South Sudan border or Sudan border? When they talk about it, they talk about millions. When the government pillage that will give $100 million so to prepare the united forces so they come and bring security to our people, you don't know where you're gonna get that money? Then when you go to China and other countries taking loans, for what? To divide them among yourselves? Who's going to pay those loans in the long run? It will be the normal civilian of South Sudan. The leader should sacrifice really themselves for their people. We see that is what Christ did to us. Christ have to die for us to have the eternal life if we accept him. So why we block the peace to come, even though it could be the price that we have to pay that will drive us out from those positions? Why not? Because you are not doing it for yourself. You are doing it for your children or your grandchildren. So at least to have at least a good legacy. Somebody was mentioned earlier that I think it was Brother Joel also, we talked about it, the same thing before, that SPLM, it wasn't the first time that Makwei Luet have to say that. And even though people was laughing at him, was something to go for 100 days, and he was saying 100 years, and people was laughing at him, or 100 months, or 100 days. People were laughing at him. But actually, it is a start. There was a few years back. There is the SPLM secretariat. They make something a meeting somewhere in Awil. That was a few years ago. And one young guy came and say he started with Malwal, right? Malwal is the backbone of I don't know, was a backbone of Dinka or South Sudan, and he kept going, and he mentioned that SPLM will rule this country for 100 years to come. But did we see it that time? Because all of us at that time, we were enjoying ourselves to be members of SPLM at that time, till we start seeing what was under the table start surfacing, and we know SPLM, it wasn't for all of us. It was hijacked. It's become like Sudan, where we try to be part of Sudan, but actually we were not. And we have to struggle to come out of that Sudan. At the last minute, they try to make it, how can we make the unity attractive, which they fail miserably. It's so hard to do that. When people don't intermarriage, it's so hard to push them to make them one country. But look at us, we South Sudanese, we intermarriage. Who didn't marry from where and where? Unless if you're tribalist. That's why maybe you don't have intermarriage to other tribes, unless if you're tribalist to the core. Thank God I'm not. And I don't want to repeat myself. But if there is a will, there is a way. We don't need money for the peace. And I was looking at some points as we go. What are the impediments of the implementing the peace agreement in South Sudan? We mentioned a lot of them earlier, right? But William mentioned about the parliament, the MP. Till now, they are not appointed, right? So they can come and do their work, with various reasons that the government was given. The delay also will delay also the federal system that we want to adopt in South Sudan. And Adong Nyaba was talking about it last time, I think in Edward's show, that we need to destroy the center. The center have to be destroyed. So let us allocate everything, the powers, to rural areas. Let them govern themselves. We don't need a decree to appoint the commissionary. Let people bring it by election. We don't need to make a decree to bring a governor. Let people elect their own governor, their MPs. So, if we implement the peace fully, the revitalized peace agreement in full, in its spirit and letter, of course, this will come to pass. And of course, Salva Kiir is crying for his power, I think. That's why he has no will. Who gave the government the guns to Morley? We were surprised that Morley came and rallied themselves going to wage a war against people of Bor and Nakobo or what. So there is no will. There is no will at all. The guns will be collected and there is no plan how to protect those people. Why don't you empower the police? So at least when you collect the guns from these normal civilian, so at least the police should be there to protect them. The army and the SPLA are doing a bad job since the movement started. 75% of South Sudanese was killed by the SPLA. Not Jalaba. We say that several times. If there is a will, there is a way. We're not going to talk today about how to destroy the center or how to change the system of governance that is ruining our country and the social fabric of the South Sudanese. So we will get another day to talk about it. But let me conclude here. If there is a will, Salva Kiir. If there is a will, there is a way. Thank you.
Now let's go to William Goldit. Thank you.
Thank you for your time all. I think it's our duty as a citizen. We are tired and sick of living overseas, getting family with us. We have a home. So I think we have a duty to help in a way we can. There is a lot. I would, our brothers, Abel Kohn. Duty as a citizen, we are tired and sick of living. Sorry. Yeah. So what brother Abel Kohn said that money is issue, and he related our situation to Albertan in Canada. Yeah, money is a problem indeed. But I think if we look at our life in Southern Sudan, money never been a problem. Even after the peace, Southern Sudanese, I don't know, if you ask them, you are from Abaliet, I'm from Anagdiar. If you ask people, do they have bank account? Nobody have bank account. We don't know that. Our account is just when you go to the river, you fish, or you have a cow, and all this. This is what we eat. So money will never be a problem for us. What is a problem now is just peace for people. So as Pal said, if there is a will, money will not become a problem. People need to go back home. People need to resume their peaceful relationship. And I think that is number one. So if our government said the government security arrangement has been done, and the police forces or local security and wildlife and all these things, they have been established as required by the agreement, and that is where the trust will come and people will move back home. Now the question will come, how you give money to the police, which is taking over the duty now. And then that is where we will say money is a problem. We don't have money, So, yeah, so yes, money is a problem, but it's not what we're talking about. We're talking about that government should have a will to implement the peace. And there is money. If you remember, international community, they are tired of giving billion of dollars to the people who just use them for hotels, you know. So there are money out there, international community, that are holding money that they need to see something. If not, they will not trust the government because they will misuse the fund. But they need to see the will, as Pell said, and then they can release the money. So the money is there if there is a real will. In terms of mistrust between two leaders, you are right. You know, they have been fighting. And when people fight, and I kill and you kill, we cannot trust each other. But when the time comes to say, let's sit down, why are we fighting? Who is winning now? So that time, if we agreed that we have to abandon the war and embrace the peace, that is the trust we want. If for all the people of Southern Sudan, if we start believing that there is mistrust, and then we are naive. We are brothers and sisters in the first place. Look at our color, the same color. The religion, the same religion. Culture, language, and many things. So there is no any excuse for us if we dispute that, to believe that we cannot trust ourselves. Why did we trust the Northern Sudanese, who killed more than 2 million? And there are many things we differ from them. But because there was a peace sign, and then there were a concession, compromise, through dialogue, and then we have to move forward. So if we are trying to say today, our leader, they have been fighting, therefore they don't trust each other. So we're giving them a chance not to do what is right for us. Yes, they committed already that they fought, and they committed already that they have to come back to reason. As human, we are more than that. Yes, sometimes we can think stupidly. And a person among us here, if you did something today and you are thrown into the jail, the moment the door is locked behind you, that is the time you will come to reason why I did it in the first place. Was my reaction okay, or it was not? So we have to accept that there is a certain time we can do a stupid thing, but there is, as a human, there is a certain time we can come back to our conscience, you know. So as a leader, they must come back to that. And when they sit down and then they said, even they went to Vatican, that is shame on them to go there. And even Pope, look at him, his age. How old is he? To bow down, wash their feet, and kiss their feet. And they still not getting that. So if they are not trusting each other, then they don't belong there. They are not our leader. They have to trust in order to have peace. A peace for our children, not for them, you know. So if you compare them to Rwanda, even Rwanda is one of the best countries in Africa today. What happened in Rwanda? Have you, guy, you forgot it? Is it an easy thing? It's the same thing happened in Southern Sudan. But they leave it behind, they reconcile, they forgive, they acknowledge, and then they move forward. The same thing in South Africa. A white European who have been beating up people, killing people, hunting down the people with dog, police dog. Mandela reconciled with them and they trust each other and they move away from that. So we cannot say our leader have a reason not to implement the peace. If not, if they don't want to humble themselves, they don't call themselves a leader. And that is what we should do as the people of Southern Sudan. Brother Shawl mentioned something important, and I just want to support what he said. He should not apologize for that. To call SPLM our problem, to call them as a terrorist. Indeed, they are. You know what happened recently, and even in Canada here, there is one guy recently, he has been asked to resign. He's a member of parliament. The reason was that he received a donation from that radical group, and it was $130 only. He loses position. And now these people, the white supremacists, they are being now called out as a domestic terrorists in America and in Canada. If you go to Juba, I went to Juba in 2010, you scared. You scared to death. You must have a name tax here, SPLM. So these people, they refuse a transformation from the war to a peace. They don't want. So they continue living as they are in the bush. They beat people up. They shoot you. There is an unknown gun here and all these things. And we still call them a good people. And when we try to say they are terrorists, we don't get it. I think we in diaspora, maybe they have some time to try to cross the continent to follow people who are speaking up in America or in Canada or in Europe. But I think the people, time will come that we have to stand up. If they have to terrorize people in Juba or in Southern Sudan, they should not be allowed to do so in the Western world. They're supposed to be a victim of the people of Southern Sudan in diaspora. We should do something to encounter that, to hunt them down. Who is a member of those people, a non-gun outside? We should, from Australia to Europe to North America, we should know them, who are there, and start working with our local security to expose them. Because already they are terrorists. If you go to Southern Sudan, they threaten your life. If our good reporters, the medias, good people like Isaiah, they kill them. So how can you define or describe a terrorist if we cannot describe it at this situation? Now, at last thing I want to mention is JCE. Yeah, it's good, as Abel said, it's good they are speaking up. But it's the same group. Uncle Aberlier is still there. Uncle Aberlier destroyed Etefagabita Addis Ababa. He used the Vatican and then said what the Southern Sudanese need is autonomy. Lago is doing something different. And they involved Majlis al-Kanais with Sudan. And we lost the liberation. We end up getting cell autonomy. It's the same Laco, and Aberalier is still sitting there today. So the belief they have, which is we are born to rule, it has been long things. It's a long way. It's starting with now Ali Abdul Latif, who was from the what do they call it that time?
Aliab.
Yeah, Ali Abdul Latif, right?
Yeah, I think he's from Aliab.
Yeah,
like the Dinka of Aliab, I think.
Yeah. So he was one of Sudanese nationalists. He was calling for the unity of the Nile Valley. Okay, and this is what Aberalier did, and who was just saying that the Nile or the Nile Valley should be united to move against the white people who were trying to separate North Sudan from Southern Sudan. We found our own people saying, no, we have to remain united with Northern Sudan. And we say that Egypt, the same Aberalier sitting there, he's the one who tried to dig the Canal Jongleur. Okay? And he's sitting there. And he's the one now. They are bringing the Egyptian today. As we talk today, there is Egyptian in Upper Nile. So this is a terrorist. And this is a group who believe that they are born to rule. But we are in 21st century, as you said. So I will yell back to you guys then.
I mute myself when I finish talk, and then I forget when I'm talking. I was asking, is it Jojo today you are going to work tonight?
What?
You are going to work tonight?
I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying here.
Just give
Did
her
I
a
say
chance,
I'm going
man.
to work?
Just give her a chance, man.
Yes.
Why you ask?
No. Yeah, because I was asking because we have to give her a chance because to leave, right? That's why I thought maybe she's preparing to go to work. That's what I meant.
And also, she's advanced from us 2-3 hours also.
It's let's get back to the topic. The impediments of the peace process in South Sudan. I like what George said. Thank you, Bijan. Thank you for bringing up the 35% for women being represented. That is one of the obstacles that why the peace process in South Sudan is not moving forward, because women are not represented. I would like to say that again. Both are the oppositions and the government. That is the number one problem, that women are not represented in the peace process in South Sudan. If we see in South Sudan, all the problems that are caused are by men. I'm sorry to say that, but I'm still gonna defend that. The war, the rape, the killing, the stealing, and women are mostly affected. And women and children and older people When there is war, it's usually the men that go to war. Women are left behind. If the husbands are killed, they become widows, they suffer, they take care of the kids. If there is a raid in a village, it's always the women that are affected. If you see the population of women in the IDPs, women carry water, women carry stuff, it's always women that are affected. Why not bring women on board? Maybe they will change the mentality of war, the mentality of raping, the mentality of killing. You know, let us try to think in a good way. And by nature, women are peaceful. Women don't like war. Women don't like displacement. When the kids get sick, it's the mother that suffers. When the husband is killed, it's the mother that suffers. So let us involve women, even in the forum. Like I said, I like what Bijan said and what George said. We need to bring more women to Nile Nation Network. You know, maybe sometimes you guys forget me, you know. So I was sitting here, I'm getting bored even listening. Because all guys do is just talk in South Sudan. Bring women. Women will bring action. Women will bring change. You know? So let us bear this in mind. Always women are sidelined. You know, they're quiet. But there's some women out there that can bring change. I know you're laughing, and I'm serious about it. The 35%, if you go to the obstacles or the problems or the impediments that led to the peace process to be fragile. Number one, women were not represented in the transitional government of unity in South Sudan. With that being said, I just want to say thank you. I don't want to take much time. Let us bear that in mind. Thank you.
Thank you, Sister Miss Jojo. Yeah, you just accusing many years. No woman come here and we rejected him. We rejected her. And also 2 years you
No,
have been quiet.
Comrade Mabor,
That's why
she is not complaining. She's just giving
no,
advice.
I know. She's complaining about women. 35%. We keep them back. That's why I'm laughing. Because her partner, Sister Vivian, already raised it up there, and I become that. And even I even call her and say, come back to come and give you a chance. I already get the pressure when I was laughing. So thank you for expressing those. By the way, so we have brothers who just came in. He's been silent there, quiet, and after he come in, Brother Gadethan. So highly welcome, and then it will go to Oso, from Oso, and then from there we will be giving people only 2 minutes for a final word because time is running. Because we need to keep a time for next time, so when people come, they will know exactly what to talk about. Thank you. So thank you, Brother Gadet. Welcome.
Okay. First of all, let me give thanks to the Almighty Man who live upstairs. And second of all, let me say to all of you, Happy New Year. This is my first time to be in the Nile Networks. And thirdly, let me congratulate the Nile Networks for my very first time to be here. And lastly, or the fourthly, I give thanks to all of you, all my brothers and sisters on this panel. I cannot read the names because seeing the name like very small. I will take a little bit time, my brother. Maybe two minutes will be less, because I do have one of my brother. When I come in, he spoke very well. I do believe the second person on my left side, and there's some point I have to modify as well. Thank you so much. My name is Gadeton. I live in Seattle, Washington, or Washington, Seattle. It is very grateful to see all of you, all the scholars, South Sudanese, the different diverse. When we talk about our nation problem, we must face the reality. We must tell the truthness to the core of the issue, because that's the reason why we have been crying for long 8 years. And it is very grateful to go to the issue. I did not see the specific topic, but I do believe I can go to summary of my brother. If you don't mind, please, you can tell me your name. The one on my left side, on the very top. Okay, let me go forward.
It's me.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I may say, Brother Pal and Brother Otto, William Goldit, and Brother Chuan, and Brothers Abel Con, and Sister Jojo. So plus myself. I don't know, maybe I missed someone. Let me try to go to that. My apology if I do that. Brother Simon, yeah. So that's the people who are in.
Yes, I do believe one of our brothers next to the Pal on the right side of Pal. That's the man I find is speaking.
William Goldit, I believe.
Yes. Okay, I think William Goldit. Yes, thank you. Okay, I can take it from there. Thank you. Thank you so much, my brothers. They have a very, very great point has been mentioned. Yes, I do believe we all have to acknowledge the fact that we do have a country, but we do not have a nation. We have a country, but we do not have a nation. What I mean, we do not have a nation because the nation is supposed to be formed by the rule and principality and the law. And those things are missing our nation. Therefore, today, we are suffering real hard in South Sudan, in which all of us, we have been crying for this long 8 years because there's no leadership. And I also still criticizing those people who are calling our professional politicians, in which I call them the professional politicians. They are not a leader, because if you are a leader, the leader, you care for your people. Leader, you do care for your children, you do care for your women, you do care for every kind of humanity. You do care for it. That's a criteria of the leadership. Those are character of the leadership. But those who are representing in that country or in that nation, those are professional politicians. That's my perception. To go to the second one, yes, JCE is the part of damaging the nation, because there is no nation can be ruled by one particular community in which to have to set up the regulation, the rule, without any particular regulation of the nation. So JCE, we do have to agree the fact that it has become the cancer in our nation. We must face those reality. With the evidence, we're not accusing no ones, but we are accusing them politically with the perception they have be represented themselves in terms of in the political arena. And what I do understand from the JCE, mostly all of them, they were not even in the time of the struggle. They didn't even fight to see the real struggle, how people have been suffering. And some of them, they have received the notification from the late Dr. John Garang Mabio. They do not even have to visit South Sudan because of their background, whatever they have done. But now Salva Kiir has become the president. They have a chance to exercise whatever they have, 11 rights, and now they run the entire country, as we see now our nation in the chaos as we speak today. Fourthly, we do not have the president. We do not have the president because our president, he do not have any kind of decision to make as a leader. There are things we are missing in our nation. Also, we are missing the criteria or party. We do not have SPLM party itself is not representing in that country where Salva Kiir is leading, because I heard some of you were speaking, or some of you has mentioned it, the SPLA, they were terrorism. No, please excuse our language. It's not true. Those who are true revolutionary from the military, they are not representing us. And I'm not trying to be arrogant. I am part of those who have been volunteered from the childhood. The fact that we are sharing the national issue, we must tell the truthness, because we have been watching all over the world, and we must face the reality. Those who are representing, those who are with Salva Kiir Mayardit now, they are not the leader, the former leader of SPLA were in the bush. And I can tell you guys by living example, Denga Jack is not representing there. Pagana Mama was not there. And I can go on and on. And all of you guys know the list. Yes, even though I can have political issue with someone who are not representing, but the fact that you will never take their right away because they fought for their revolution. Salva Kiir brought his own people who fall on him to call him the Godfather. Therefore, they're doing the philosophy of Salva Kiir and Young Council of Elders. Because the philosophy they are leading us today, that's a philosophy of the confusion, in which today we become a South Sudanese, we call tribalism, but it's not tribalism. In my understanding, that's a philosophy of Eastern philosophy of China, because they're using two languages, Confucianism and the music. When you try to confuse people, you bring the very famous people to represent you in the term of the music, such as example like Diamond and others, and other very professional musicians. You bring them to the nation, and then from there, you pin them down through the music, and you continue to doing your malicious activities. So Salva Kiir lost lost a vision and direction, as we all know. So that's a point I have to highlight it. Yes, the peace has been signed. These two people, they went all the way to the pub, as one of my comrades has mentioned it. What is the problem now? Dr. Masha is in Juba, here in Juba. What is the question we have to ask as South Sudan? Why we are not implementing the peace? What is the problem? And two of them, they are the two gigantic politicians. They are now in Juba, almost 1 year now. What is the question? What is the preventing? What is the problem? These are the things we need to dig out as South Sudanese if we want to find out the truthness of it. Lastly, or maybe the second to the last, you mentioned the very great point. I do remember, all of us, we do remember through this story that some of us, they speaking, want to rule. Yes, some people, they can borrow the words. When the Greek, when the Roman invade the Greek, they torture everything, but the soldier, they never touch the public library under the orders of Roman, because they say, please reserve the public library. When they reserve the public library, the Romans has continues to take the philosophy of the Greek to rule the world, because the world has been ruled by the Romans, the philosophy of the Greek, in which you must have blue eye, long nose, well-spoken orator, and you will be the leader. Therefore, some of our brother now today, they borrow that word, we are born to rule. That's the Greek philosophy. Therefore, I'm telling you, my brothers and my sisters, what torturing our people now, that's Eastern philosophy, and some people they have taken at the wrong way.